welcome back. It is episode 44 of Everybody Loves Raiken. Last time, you all were holed up in the Silver Dragon Inn for pretty much the entire session, as Vendar returned to the party with Lynn after spending the entire day and late into the evening trying to track down the wagon when Raiken gave him bad information. Upon finding the wagon, he had vowed to get revenge on Raiken, and Lynn, the tabaxi thief native of the city of Tuca, who's been tagging along with him all day, seemed very discomforted by this proclamation. And so when he went back to the party and immediately called out Raiken on his bullshit, and Leah returned fire, saying how she didn't want them to take the thief with them. Lynn got them into a discussion about trust and trauma, so as to get the party on the same page, which is something they'd been sorely lacking. This led to several long overdue admissions between party members that they do rely on each other and care about each other's well-being, including Raiken giving Vendar a hug, which I never thought I'd see the day.
Dun dun dun.
Thereafter, Lynn played group therapist, trying to help the party understand their reasons for risking their lives in this bent against the dragons. And after people had kind of talked themselves out, they began discussing their plans for the next stage of the operation, which appeared to be to teleport to Volinar, capital of Bromdor, meet with Nalia, and formulate a plan on how to stop Lord Sivin and his ever-war against the rest of the world. But a major part of the discussion became about what to do with the wagon and the teleportation circle. It appeared after much discussion that it was not going to be feasible to take it through the portal with them, so they would need to collect their important belongings off of it and sell it off. And then the group went to sleep. So, I think that about catches us up to where we were. The party is a bit more closer within the same book as to how they're thinking about things and what they understand about each other. Larmendus got brought up to speed on the letter from Bruenor's relative to the late Bruenor. So that may end up becoming a side job that they want to get involved in at some point. So, you go to sleep. Jebble, the cat, departed your company when everybody else turned their lights out.
I think I could have... Was that cat a boy or a girl?
It talks with a very masculine voice, but its name is Princess Fluffy.
Okay.
I will say that during the night you are disturbed as momentarily as more small furry creatures find their way into the bed and crawl up to you and inform you that they are hiding from Princess Fluffy.
And I will say, okay, and make room.
You make room. They cuddle up to you and they seem very happy. One of them has brought a heel of bread with them, seemingly as an offering to you.
I'll put it into my pouch.
Okay. Leah?
Yes?
You will find that you are being awoken. As you open your eyes, it is still dark outside the windows. It is still nighttime in the desert. And as you look around for the source of your awaking, you will see that there is a soft glow casting shadows across the sheets, and the glow is emanating from a humanoid hand at your shoulder. And you will hear, accompanying this hand, a familiar voice that you do recognize as sounding like Zintharamel, as it says, Leah, wake up.
What? Sintarama?
And as you sit up and turn around, you do find that before you is the softly glowing, barely even qualifies as dim light, form of the Archfey Zintharamel. He stands before you, no longer bare-chested. He is clad in what looks like a fine shirt and doublet. And the doublet itself has long tails that go down past his knees. He is still bare on the hircine legs, but he looks fine and almost regal above that. And you can see that there are several wines of colorful flowered branches in his antlers. And he kneels by the bedside and lets his hand fall to your knee, which is beneath the blanket, and you can feel the weight of his hand. So he has physical form. And he says, I heard that you needed to speak with me.
Yes, I was a little down earlier.
I'm sorry I haven't been here for you directly. There are a great number of things I'm learning about my position as an Archfey now that it has been forced upon me. It is not a job I would have envied even as a simple guardian, but knowing that you are here, fighting on the path that we chose, gives me strength. And the magic that I pass to you, I hope you view as the strength I give you.
It has come in useful. How is the Feywild? Are the other people treating you well?
The simpler spirits that live in the domain that I'm trying to claim as mine, some of them, yes. Unfortunately, it is ever a struggle to claim land in the Feywild. I did not want to worry you with the details of it, so I mostly left instructions with Lorelei, and it seems that she's been seeing to you as best she can. How are you?
Better now. We have a new traveling companion, and she asked questions that was a little uncomfortable. It awoke things.
Is there any way I can help? Is it something that you can discuss?
I don't know, it's... This path is... You mentioned it's tough work as an Archfey. It's tough work from my perspective too. I mean... The path I've chosen is difficult, and when I see what's going on in the world, I questions arise.
Have you gained new understanding of the situation?
we got way more dragons to fight. It appears all of the children of Tiamat is waking up. Most are already awake, maybe all for all we know.
If the path is too dangerous, perhaps there are others who can walk it. I do not wish to see you come to harm.
No, but if we don't fight, who will? And there is no place in this world for me besides this. Believe it or not, safest place for me would be next to my companions if I leave them and left with nothing.
I understand. I am glad that they have afforded you comfort and protection. Extend my thanks when they awake.
I will.
Have you
There's
learned?
another thing that came to light.
Tell me.
After you replaced Zephyr, I started getting memories I didn't even know existed. It turns out a year of my life was hidden for me. And during that year I was held prisoner in the orphanage and tortured. This is likely the event that caused me to set fire to the orphanage in the first place.
If Zephyr is the one who hid these memories from you, then he must have had a reason. And if we can determine that, it will tell us more about who he is and how to defeat him.
Maybe. But the guys who tortured me, one of them at least survived, and they captured us for a moment. If it wasn't for the dragon attacking at this exact moment, we likely wouldn't have come out of it. Well, me and Cyrus, at least. They didn't make it, but he mentioned something troubling. He mentioned what I would assume would be a cult under the name of Zephyrite. It sounds to me that Zephyr has gained followers. And a lot.
I am slowly coming to understand the power that I have gained in the transformation releasing me put me through. It seems that if I had access to as much magic as some of the older and more established archfey that I share the Feywild with, that I could grant my powers as I do to you, to others. I think it is likely that Zephyr is taking advantage of such an ability. They are perhaps zealots in his name, but they are certainly warlocks being granted his power through a similar pact as what you forged with me.
That doesn't sound great.
No. But if it is accurate, then you treat them as anyone who wishes to defeat you treats you.
What if they are being fooled by him as well? Not knowing the path he's on.
I'm certain some are. Some people simply wish for power. Leah, my time grows short. It is difficult to project into your world in this way, but if you need me again, tell Lorelei and she can get the word to me.
I will. It was nice talking to you again.
He smiles kindly at you, and you can see that magical sparkle in his eye, same as when you first released him from the armor. He says, "Travel safely. My power is there to protect you, so use it."
I will.
He's going to rise onto his hooves and take a step back and nod towards you again in a very, this new regal aspect of his. And before, as his form begins to glisten and fade into the shadows of the room, he smiles again and says, "I love you. Take care of yourself." And he disappears, leaving you in the dark quiet of the inn room, the snoring of your dragonborn father overpowering you, as it seems this conversation was muted.
Take a look over at Laramendes. See if he's... how his meditating status.
What is my meditating state?
Laramundus, as you meditate, you are still aware of your surroundings. They are dampened somewhat by the trance, but for the most part, you are capable of knowing, understanding, and responding to things you see. What you witnessed was, at one point, Lorelei, the sprite who has been traveling with Leah the last couple days, rose and began fluttering near the bed, and then she began to glow. And soon thereafter, Leah awoke, and they seemed to have a whispered conversation. But whether it was, them speaking very quietly and your trance fogging it, or something magical, you weren't able to perceive all that was said. But she appeared to be speaking with Lorelei. That is another thing that I forgot to mention. I apologize, Guaco. As Zentharamel faded away, you will see that as his image sort of broke up and dissipated like so much fog, in the middle of where his body had taken up space in the room will be Lorelei, who flutters onto the bed and looks tired, strained.
Did you make that happen?
No. It was Zin's power. I allowed him to speak to you through me. But it is somewhat taxing on me, which is why he can only do it for short bursts.
I see. You should rest then.
I intend to. And she's just going to flop backwards, and seem to fall asleep immediately, spread eagle on the bed.
I take a last look over at Laramendes to see if I get eye contact or if he's just sitting there.
As I described to you, Laramendes, you didn't see anything terribly magically odd, but it is unusual for them to have conversations at night. So you may respond to this or ignore it as you see fit.
I think that as soon as he noticed that there was a conversation, he would have attempted to give them as much privacy as possible. So,
okay. So as you continue to trance, you will become aware that Leah is staring at you through the gloom of the room. And she is
If
no
I-
longer talking to Lorelei.
If I'm aware of her staring at me, I will open my eyes and look back at her. Yes?
Did you hear any of that?
I saw that you were having a conversation with your familiar, but I couldn't make any of it out.
Okay. Then I won't bother you anymore.
Is it something that you wish to talk about?
Not now, it can wait.
Good night.
Alright.
Alright. Morning comes, and you all may awaken. You may receive the benefits of a long rest.
One more chicken.
So, I believe now you are to execute whatever plans it is you wish to enact. To that point, I will say that Vendar,
Yeah.
when you awaken, you will find that Lynn is at the window looking out into the alley below, and she seems to be just gazing and thinking. She doesn't seem to be particularly interested in any one spot or whatever she sees out there. She doesn't appear to be spying. But she takes notice as you wake up, and looks to you and says, "Well then, you are finally awake. You are a very heavy sleeper."
Really?
In any
Maybe you're just a really light sleeper.
In a city where no one trusts you, it pays to be a very light sleeper.
That makes sense.
This one has avoided many attempts on her life by having a very light but restful sleep cycle. What is the plan for today?
I believe we're gonna head to Volinar today.
Your friend said he wished to contact that Nalia woman.
I'm sure once everybody is awake and ready, we'll contact Nalia and teleport there.
Well, get them up. Let's get on with this. This one wishes to spend no more time in this city than she must.
Oh yeah. Go start to wake people up.
She's going to turn away from you toward Jebble's bed, which is next to her, and you'll see her like sniffing the air near it and creeping closer, and finally like place one light finger on the bedspread and pull it back slightly, and kind of drop it, and then pick it up and look again, and she says, "Do you realize that your friend here sleeps with many rats?"
Look over to the chapel. Well, that's gross. I don't recall him ever doing that before.
Have I woken up at this point?
Yeah, you can have, yes. You will wake up to her, like, holding up a part of the bedspread, like, exposing you and your nest of mice.
Can I help you?
Why are there a bunch of disease-ridden mice sitting in your bed?
You'll see her eyes track away from the small creatures up to your face, and she'll, after a moment of eye contact, let go of the blanket and let it fall back onto you. And she'll say, "This one apologizes for the intrusion, but you had certain smell about you, and she thought something might be the matter. Is something the matter?"
Me? No.
you are aware of the many creatures that have taken up residence next to your belly.
Yeah, this seems to be a new thing.
And you're just okay with it?
What am I going to do?
Well, you guys make so much noise.
Well, it is morning, and this is the day that we should be leaving this death trap. So, perhaps it would do well for you to get your armor on and prepare to leave.
What is all for that? Is it really that time already?
Jebble's going to get up out of bed, and he's going to open the window and kind of entice all the rats of mice, whatever they are, to leave. I have stuff I need to do. If you go out this way, you should be able to avoid the cat.
Will we see you again?
I don't know. I think we're leaving today. And I'll turn around and say to Vendar, we're leaving today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're leaving today.
Oh. Well, if you're ever in town again, we'll find you.
Excellent.
They, thank you for the shelter during the evening, and the one that brought the heel of bread, bids you enjoy it for him.
Do I still have that box of food, or did you take it off?
It never was described as going back to, Yukikaze, so I think you do.
And then I'm going to
no, I went and got it, remember? And the innkeeper looked at me weird because I started eating food out of it.
Alright.
Okay.
Then I'm going to cast. Here's a question now. Good berry.
Yep.
Because it's one berry provides enough nourishment for it to sustain a creature. Like, no matter how large, doesn't mean like.
So could a giant eat one and be satisfied just as much as a human?
I mean, it's magical, and it says that it satisfies whoever eats it. Let me double check and see if it says it must be a medium creature. Yeah. So, yes, it would, regardless of who eats it, it's only going to be 1 hit point, but it seems that regardless of who eats it, it's also going to satisfy them nutritionally for the entire day.
I just meant, like, if it's large enough and you have multiple creatures, like.
It doesn't seem to imply that, no.
That's the question. Good. I'm going to cast Goodberry anyway.
Okay.
Give them
A rat
10
takes
berries.
just as much as a giant.
Alright, so casting it allows you to create 10, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So you've got, about 5 creatures here, that were sleeping with you.
I'm going to give them all 10.
You're gonna give them each a berry?
I'm going to give them, all the berries.
Okay. Each of them is going to be able to carry 1 with ease. A second one, since there's 5 and there's 10 berries, will be difficult for a couple of them. But they will do their best to manage it if you insist that they take 2.
You could make 2 trips, like go down, whip 1, leave it down, come back up, get the second.
They will praise your intelligence, and they will do that.
I am super intelligent.
So you leave the berries on the windowsill and trust that they will manage them. Now then. Yuki, are you going to get up and get dressed?
I'm not gonna let them leave without helping me. I'm like, hey, don't leave yet if they do. Not that they are, I'm just saying if they do.
I mean, the whole time the Tabaxi seemed to be watching you impatiently, waiting for you to get out of bed. And once you did and started pulling on the armor, she would have said from her side of the room, "Do you need help with that?"
Well, yes, please.
Very well. And she will stride across the room and begin helping you get your arms into sleeves and doing up buckles and straps and in between plates and on the back where you can't reach them. You notice that she has very gentle, steady touch, and that it, despite not knowing her, she never manages to make you feel uncomfortable or tickled as she goes, which you would find would be the problem when you first started asking people for help. She may not know entirely how everything is supposed to go together, but you're able to explain it to her, and she's quite helpful, and that she is, medium size instead of small like Jebble. She's able to help you get it on a bit quicker. I will ask Jebble, since sometimes you or Cyrus help with this process, when you see that Lynn is helping, would you offer additional help, or would you take that as good enough?
That's good enough. I have something I want to do.
Okay.
I'm going to go out and knock on the door of the other room.
Okay. Other group, it is time to wake up, and you've been getting around for a few minutes here when a knock comes at the door.
Go and open the door.
Jebble is outside.
Jebble Jebs.
Is everyone awake over there?
Yes.
Excellent. To the voice in the sky, is everyone awake over here? I guess to the people in this room.
I'm out.
Let's see. Hold on. Yep, Raiken's up.
Okay.
Alright, sorry I was messing with that. Okay, so I'll just move you out like so to indicate you're off the beds. You're up and people are pulling their day clothes on, so yes, it seems like everyone is up. Jebble?
Yeah.
You knocked on the door.
Yep.
It opened.
So, I see everyone's up,
Yes.
and I'm going to kind of look to Leah. Leah,
Yes, hi.
I need to borrow some money. That elf stole all of mine.
Of course. How much do you need?
20?
20 gold pieces?
Yes, please.
Okay. I'll hand you the 20 gold pieces.
Thank you. And then I'm just gone.
I assume you're heading downstairs?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Let me finish dealing with the people who are not yet heading downstairs.
Okay, I just shrug at Raiken after Jebble runs off.
It's the fast little bugger.
I hope he wasn't leaving the inn without telling us where he was going.
Since when do people do that?
Shall we go down and get some breakfast and then figure out the plan of attack?
Indeed. I need my fill.
I will leave the room to go get breakfast.
Raiken will join him.
You others?
Yeah, I'll be heading down, but I'll also ask Leah nicely, hey, Leah, can you hook me up with breakfast?
So as you go by, after collecting Leah and Cyrus, who are both going downstairs, yes?
Yeah, I'll meet up with them, yep.
No.
Yeah.
Leah and Cyrus, please answer.
I did. I said yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
So-
I mean, the money I have is all of ours, so yes.
All right, thank you very much, Lee. I appreciate it.
Vendar, are you going to go down to breakfast with them as well?
Assuming Lynn is.
Yes. She will go where you go.
Yeah, I'll go down.
Okay. So you head to the stairs, and then out to the front area of the inn, where the bar and tavern are. And Cinemaru will come over as you sit yourselves down at the table. I am curious if you would have been also gathering your stuff and have it all with you, or are people still leaving things in the rooms?
I think now that we're leaving, I'm gonna have all my stuff gathered up.
Vendar will take his stuff with him.
I basically always have all my stuff on me because I have very little.
Okay. So everybody, if anybody doesn't have all their stuff, just let me know now. Okay, everybody has all their stuff. Now then, Jebble, where were you headed since you bolted off with 20
Left you a
gold?
message.
Oh, okay. Get the message. Okay, then. We'll just... So you get down here, and
There is no Jebble.
there is no Jebble.
Sigh.
But you will select a table that is large enough for those that remain, or push one over so that it can be next to each other. And Cinemaru, the silver dragonborn that owns the place, will come over with a clipboard type thing, with paper on it, and say, "Ah, the adventurers. What can I do for heroes such as yourselves?"
For right now, just some breakfast, please.
Alright. Well, we have plenty of selections for breakfast. We have many cuts of meat and eggs. We also have wheat grain options, like meal.
Do you have any, like, sweetbreads?
As in meat?
A bread with, like, honey on it.
Oh, with a space in between. Got you. Yes, I can bring out a portion of a loaf, and I believe that we still have some honey in the kitchen.
Could I have some ham, some eggs, and that? Sounds delicious right now.
I'd just take the sweet bread without the ham and egg.
And I will have every kind of meat and some eggs.
Ah, Dragonborn breakfast. Got it.
Dragon Ball special.
Just some bacon and eggs for me.
Of course. He will disappear into the kitchen for a while.
I wanted to catch him before he leaves.
Okay.
To say, did the gnome perhaps leave a message about where he might be running off to? I don't seem to see him here.
They are very small and easily overlooked. He's going to cast about and say, as it happens, I did not notice him in here. Would it have been recently?
Yes, he'd left, I give some number of minutes.
It was like 5.
Yeah.
Before
It was
you
about
came
5
down.
minutes ago.
I'm afraid I missed him. No, he didn't tell me to tell you anything.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. Did you want something? I don't have any order for you.
He orders eggs and toast.
Okay.
Eggs and toast or eggs in toast?
Eggs and toast.
You're not gonna get eggy in a basket?
No.
Egg toast. That sounds nasty.
You cut a hole in it and then crack the egg and then
and then
Make it
cook
in
it.
toast.
Yeah. Eggy in a
Super easy.
basket.
That's good.
All right. He will disappear off to the kitchen if nobody else has anything they needed to say to him.
Does Lynn order?
Yeah, Vendar and Lynn order food too, right?
You're right. I did overlook you. I'm sorry. What would you like?
I'll just get some sausage and eggs.
Sausage and
whatever she would like.
He's going to stop and say, we have, pig sausage, goat sausage, or, Anolian sausage. What do you prefer?
Pig sausage.
Okay. Lynn, will purr and say, I think I will try the Anolian sausage. It's usually very expensive. And, Cinnamaro will say, well, seeing as I've got heroes, I'm going to put this one on the house.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, I assume there's not that much fish in this area.
I mean, we're on a
Coast.
large body of water.
Yeah. No, there is actually a lot of fish. Do you want fish?
Oh no. But
Oh.
I was just making a cat joke.
Got you.
It's like we have some saucers of cream.
I think he's going to leave off the racism for the moment. He will go to the kitchen with the orders.
Did Jebble say perhaps to any of you where he was going? I look at the people that were in his room.
Double go somewhere?
No.
Hopefully he is back shortly.
You'll probably have to send to him.
I would rather not cast spells this early that are unnecessary. We can give him a little bit of time.
And then when he doesn't show back up, we'll send to him.
Or maybe he shows back up.
Alright, yeah.
Alright, so you order your meal, you have this discussion. It's going to take him like 25 minutes or so to get everyone's food out to you. So is there anything else you'd like to discuss in the time you have? I will say that Jebble does not reappear before the food shows up.
More for us then, I guess.
I mean, not really. We didn't order any food
Yeah.
for him.
I know someone was gonna point that out. Oh yeah, how much money did that cost?
On the house.
He said on the house.
Yep.
I didn't hear that.
Yes, Tsunemaru, when the Tabaxi pointed out that the Anolian sausage is usually pretty expensive, he indicated that he would be providing this meal free, considering that you guys are heroes.
Oh, cool. I must have missed that part. I was probably reading the sausage thing in chat at the same time.
So, is there anything else that you guys desperately needed to say to each other before the food arrived?
There isn't anything in particular that Laramendus wants to bring up.
Same here.
So, Sintaramon visited me tonight.
Really?
Well, sort of. It was projected, I guess, through Lorelei. Just to catch up, you know.
That explains the light.
Yes,
I hope all is well in the Feywild.
it's difficult, but he's coping. He got an area he's trying to claim as his, and he's working on it.
His old grounds or carving out a new one?
I didn't ask.
Most people in charge of large areas are quite old and stubborn, from what I understand, so I'm sure he has his work cut out for him.
Yes, I don't really understand how much most of that work, but I filled them in on how our position is, with like the dragons and the Sephirites.
Had he any news on those subjects?
Not really, no. He's trying to figure out how to best help from his point.
Lorelei will step out onto your shoulder and face Larmendus and say, "My lord is quite busy securing his hold. He has to start from nothing while there are many other Archfey already established in the area."
And it's quite understandable. I wish him well.
Oh, yeah, he also wants to thank you for being here for me. Like all of you.
We're here for each other.
Yeah, but
so thank you for your place as well.
Well, but you have a place to go if you were to leave. I don't.
I look over at Raiken.
Don't look at me, I don't have a place to go right now either.
Confused.
Both of us are technically homeless at this point.
Yeah, you're right.
But we have each other.
Yes.
And that's what matters.
Yeah, I guess that's what I was trying to say. I'm just not that good with words.
Huh.
Ironic enough.
You take after your papa.
To the voice in the sky, am I aware of us having had any discussion with with Raiken's brother about what he intended to do now with the whole Bromdor situation?
No. No one had actually brought that up with him, other than Raiken himself, which they discussed off-screen. Mm-hmm. To that end, however, Raiken, you know that discussion effectively encompassed you explaining everything that had been going on in your travels to him, as he demanded, in the company of his fellow big, strong Dragonborn.
Mm-hmm.
And then what you knew of the situation at the time. I'm not sure if it even included anything about the transfer of Dragonborn from Arcosia to Bromdor then, because I thought that came about when you were either in or at least closer to the city, since that news came from Nalia.
No, I don't think so.
I know I spoke with Nalia the night after the destruction of the vault. I don't know if it came up at during that discussion, or if it was something that she had talked about when we met face to face.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it in our pins.
It wasn't sending, it was through Ash, so it was a voice conversation.
I think, if I remember right, I think all she said then is that things are going on and it's not safe to speak about it right then. So I think it was postponed until you met face to face.
Yeah. I'm pretty
Quite
sure.
possibly.
Yeah. I don't remember precisely, but I'm pretty sure the fact that the Dragonborn had been relocated into Bromdor didn't come up until she went into the discussion of Sivan's new tack, which would have been when she was talking to you directly in the Mages Guild.
Mm-hmm.
So there wouldn't have been anything to discuss about it since the information wasn't there. I can tell you that Tatsuya and his detachment have been very far removed from Arcosia and the goings-on there ever since they were first deployed. So pretty much all of their news has come through you and Raiken. They had clearly some communications set up, but with the capital fallen, it's not likely that they had any communication with the civilians living more to the southwest, which would be the people who had been relocated, since they would be the people still living on Arcosia after the dragons took over the city.
Mm-hmm.
No. Yeah. Other than the movements of his detachment and their time with the tribesmen of Toralos, he wouldn't have had much to report in the way of that besides confusion.
Okay. Then to Raiken, should we perhaps send some kind of message to your brother about the newer situation in Bromdor in relation to Arcosia?
That might be actually a good idea. Now that he has the symbol, as far as we know, he's the highest authority when it comes to Arcosia, even though he didn't want to take it. But it'd be good to know for him and perhaps his army, in case his little battalion, in case they might be needed or they want to act upon something.
Well, it would be too much for ascending, and I believe that we were using Ash to speak with Nalia today. So perhaps I turn to Yukikaze. You might know someone who would be able to take a letter to. He was still at the encampment, correct?
The last you knew, yeah.
Last I knew. To the Dragonborn encampment, although they have moved.
As long as nothing has happened to anyone here, I should have someone. There should be someone in town of my tribes that would be able to get that. But I would have to go hunt them down, or I'd have to go find them.
Yes, I do believe that. I mean, you know the practices of your tribe well enough that if you wanted to locate a Kageboshi, you could.
Okay. Yeah, then okay. I didn't know if we were gonna have it that easy.
It would take. You wouldn't do it instantly. It would take some time, but it wouldn't be impossible. You could do that.
Okay. So yes, Laramids, I believe I could accomplish this with a little time.
Perhaps that might be something to do when we are when others of us are selling the cart around the party.
Slamara will come back with the orders and place the food in front of you. Checking things off of his clipboard as he goes.
I'll thank him.
Well, thank you for helping our city and so many other places, as I've been told you have. enjoy the hospitality. And he will go to see to other customers. The place is moderately busy. There are several other tables that have people ordering food. So, the plan is to speak to your friend after we eat this meal, yes? She kind of, the Tabaxi will sort of lean forward to look across the table at you, Laramendus.
As far as I'm aware, we will coordinate with her on a time and get our business done here and then go.
Then, let us eat and go. This one will remind you that if you wish to cast spells, you should do it at the Guild of Magic.
Of course.
Unless you have some secret place to hide.
I believe the guild is the best place to go.
You will eat your food. After you eat the food, there is the matter of the cart to deal with, and then there is the matter of the guild to speak with Nalia.
That's not casting a spell, though.
I'm certain it doesn't look anything like magic either. No one would ever see you doing that and suspect that you were casting a spell. That would be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Utterly
It's not at
ridiculous.
I'm sure as soon as you explain the nuances to the other people who are watching, then they will truly understand and appreciate the imparting of this knowledge. So we still haven't seen our gnome companion yet.
No. It's, after eating, it's been, an hour to, like an hour 15, hour and a half total since he disappeared.
Maybe I should have asked what he wanted the money for.
I had assumed he wanted breakfast.
For 20 gold?
I
That's
figured
some
that there would be
breakfast.
change.
Very good breakfast.
Or he would also be wanting to hold on to some as money that he could have if he needed it.
Was he gonna feed an army of animals?
Oh dear.
You know, it's not out of the realm of possibility. Well, looks like it's your turn to run up again.
I don't feel like we should Pied Piper a bunch of small creatures across the continent with us.
Should we? No. Will we? Absolutely not. Are we going to anyways? Probably.
Maybe you need to burn a spell, Larmandus.
Shall I go to the guild, send to Jebble, speak with Nalia, and while I do that, or I and whoever else wishes to accompany me, another set of people deal with the cart?
I'll go with you. I don't have anything on the cart.
Well, I'll be out doing what you wanted me to do earlier. Does anyone want to go? Oh, sorry. Actually, decide who wants to go there, and if anyone wants to join me, they can.
I'm gonna join with the carts. The bag of holding might be useful.
Yes, I'll give the card.
Raiken
I'll go
should
with,
take his time to write this letter.
Oh,
That,
okay. I will write this letter.
So you're relegating Raiken to stay here and write a letter while part of the group goes to deal with the wagon and you go to the Mages Guild.
I mean,
Also, like,
I don't know how long he intends to take to write the letter. Like, people can wait if he wishes to accompany us to the guild, or
You do
or
know
what
that
have
it's
you.
like it's about an hour walk if you don't use the back alleys to get there.
So it's going to be an hour and 15 minutes.
Is this a letter that I have to write 25 words?
No, I'm not sending the message. Yukikaze said that he could find someone
Okay.
trustworthy who would be able to carry it.
Okay.
I suppose that we could wait a few days to be able to speak through Ash. I don't know how long it would take the letter to get there anyway, but that would be up to you.
No, I'll write the letter.
The only thing on the cart that I am most interested in is the chain that we had found. I don't believe that it's something we should get rid of easily.
The abjuration.
Yes.
is that something we feel safe about putting in the bag of holding? Because otherwise, I don't know how we're going to transfer that without the cart.
I mean, how large was the chain? Voice in the sky.
Well,
It was
holding down a dragon.
But in human form.
It was wrapped around a large throne, a stone throne, and holding down a person. So without the throne, it would still be, there was enough chain to tie up a large creature. It seemed to you, holding on to it didn't prevent you from casting magic, but identifying it, you know that when the chain is linked, anything inside is incapable of performing magical effects. Or being the subject.
I thought it was specifically shape-changing. It was magical effects?
See if I have anything written. It was, at the time, it was preventing the dragon from changing shape.
Right.
That is what it was specifically doing. I will find my notes on what else it was capable of. But I didn't want to be inaccurate, but if I don't have the writing here, then for now, we'll go with, you know that it can prevent shape-changing.
Yeah. Would it fit in the bag of holding?
Yeah, you could wind it up and put it inside.
It could also be
In the worst,
carried around someone for the short amount of time that we would need to cart it around.
in the worst case scenario, if linking the chain around something prevents magical effects, it would stop the bag of holding from functioning, so all of the items would come spilling out of it if you wrapped it around the bag of holding, but inside it should be safe.
Inside it makes the area within the chain on bag of holding, and then it blows up.
we created a portable hole, and then we put it inside a bag of holding. And that's why there isn't an inn anymore.
So I believe that we should be able to find some way to take it with us. If we can't, it might be of some use to the Mages Guild.
Party?
Yes, if there's anything like it we can't take, we should probably give it to them. Or the Temple of Ione, either one.
Well, it's not that we need gold, but if it's
I don't think there's anything else suitably enchanted.
No, I
Just
guess
the
they don't
Mages
have.
Guild.
Guess we don't have room for the guns. Oh well, we can give it to them.
No, we're taking the guns.
You're not taking my gun.
I do think that the temple would be most interested in those.
No, we're
Oh,
taking the
sure.
guns.
Worth a try.
Do we bring a spare?
I know that Raiken had one, the thunder gun, and I know that Vendar had a regular musket.
But I don't believe we brought any more.
I vote we throw Vendar's musket.
Nobody's touching my musket.
That's
That's not what you said last night.
What?
You can touch my musket.
Oh, stop it! Stop talking like that!
I hide my face and blush.
get a room.
I did.
You sure it's not a small pistol?
Have you showed her how to use it properly? I
Yes.
say in all, like,
Holy
genuineness.
seriousness.
We want to see if we got it.
This one is a quick study. She learned her way around it very quickly.
Oh.
I suppose the more
She's
people
a
know how
natural.
to use it,
Oh
the
my
better.
gosh. There is a child present.
I bleach.
She's
You're very
she's
bleach.
seen these in use.
No, she hasn't.
There's a child and one naive
I'm
wizard in our
kinda-
presence.
If you look over at Leah, you can't see her because she's kinda under the table right now.
She's just gone.
Right next to Derek. Not Cyrus, Derek.
Goodness
Armanda
gracious.
seems a little confused.
Ash, you should have read the book she was reading.
So, you're going to, do something with this wagon? It sounds like it's at least going to require Leah to be there so that people can move things from the wagon into the bag of holding.
And I would like to be there so that we can make as much money on it as possible.
Okay. Make sure that you know the weight of
Yes.
everything that you're putting into the bag of holding. Or if you're going to wheel the wagon to a market first and sell from the wagon, then take what you want to keep, rather than the other way around. What do you want to do?
I think we should probably just take what we want to keep off the wagon now, and then take the wagon to the market and sell it.
Everyone in agreement?
Sounds
Seems
good.
reasonable. Did Jebble leave anything in his room? I say to the people who had been in his room.
Can I roll to see if I noticed?
You can
Yes.
also probably just go up and check.
Would that be perception?
Yeah.
I don't know, it sounds like a history roll to me.
Alright, then I got a 24.
You took all your stuff with you, right, Thomas? I don't know if he'll respond by voice if his mic is acting up.
He says yes.
Okay. Then, yeah, you didn't see anything of his.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's got everything.
Excellent.
Okay. So, were you going to go to the wagon as well, Laramandus?
I had been thinking that I would just go immediately to the Mages Guild to give Nalia more time to, like, for us to plan things out.
Okay.
If anyone wants everyone together for the cart, that's perfectly fine.
So
Oh,
I mean,
there is a book on the cart.
yeah, you
that
should probably go check the
need-
cart to make sure.
Yes, I suppose.
You don't have to come with us to sell it, but
Mm-hmm. Right, the book, the diary, and other such things.
now, Raiken, is he staying at the table and writing this letter to?
As long as he's sure someone's
I
going
mean-
to get his thunder gun.
I don't see why we can't just wait and all go together.
Okay, then, say it takes you, 20 minutes to get all of the thoughts together and write them on the page. The party finishes as Sunamaru, takes glasses back and brings out fresh water from the kitchen. I think at that point, Jebble can reappear, actually.
Wonderful. I don't need to use my spell.
Hallelujah.
Ah, welcome back.
We missed you during breakfast, Jebble.
You have returned to the inn, and the party seems to be all sitting around these tables that have been pushed together and chatting as Raiken is writing on a piece of fine parchment. I assume that you enter and you have with you the thing. Why don't you describe it?
So, yeah. I'll just walk up to the group.
Mm-hmm.
And they will see, perched on Jebble's shoulder, a raven.
Now, ravens are large birds, and Jebble is small. Is this like a full adult-sized raven, being like 2/3 as big as he is?
2'11".
The second?
They're not that big, Alex. They are big birds. But they're not golden eagle size.
Aww.
He wouldn't have come back with an albatross around his neck.
Or would
Maybe.
You better hope
Yeah,
not.
or would he?
Ravens are 2 feet tall.
Ravens are really big. They're the biggest of the corvids. You could get a blackbird, or a crow, which are slightly smaller corvids. They're pretty much just as smart, almost.
Get a rook. You can find him in any chess set.
Oh god.
I'm going to settle with the 2 foot tall raven for comedic.
He comes back with this bird nearly as big as his, just like on his arm. He's like struggling under its weight a little bit.
Full raven, that's crazy.
Oh my gosh. So, Jebble and something nearly as big as Jebble come in the door and come up to the party.
Jebble, you've grown. Holy crap!
Yeah. As
Can I put 2 and 2 together, considering he asked me about if I had the reagents for Find Familiar? And
given that you have eidetic memory, I would say yeah.
Okay. I see.
As he comes up to the table, it's just going to go, ha! And it's going to hop onto the table and start picking at the leftovers on the plates.
What? If it goes after my stuff, I'm gonna kind of like shoo it away a little bit.
Ah!
Perhaps the I pause. Raven should not be brought into the inn when it's so crowded.
It's just cawing and eating things off the table. It does keep trying to get at Yukikaze's stuff. As he shoos it away, it tries to find other ways around his hand to get at the plate.
I'm gonna start getting
Because he's trying to shoot it
frustrated.
away.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a little frustrated with it.
I just want to point out, I looked it up, and 2 foot is actually not that bad. I made sure common raven ranges from about 21 to 26 inches, and that is about 2 foot.
Yeah, it says at their tallest, they're like 2.6 feet at adult.
With a wingspan of 45 to 51 inches.
Yep.
It can fly him away.
A full-size raven has a 5-foot wingspan.
Would you be so kind as to make it calm down a bit? I assume you must have quite the way with it.
Turn to it and stop that.
As it's, like, kind of... it keeps opening its wings and trying to flutter at Yukikaze to get at the food that he's trying to keep it away from. It like, stops and looks over at you. And it hems, and then, like, hops over to the edge of the table, where closest to you.
I look over at Raiken and I'd say, that's how it's done.
Shut up!
Then I'll point at Lara Mendes and go, Lara Mendes,
Yes?
I'm looking at the raven.
Oh, crap, oh, crap. No. God damn it.
I will nod to the raven.
I'll repeat that in turn for each person, each member of the party that's present.
Hello, Raven. Is this any familiar?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Why does everyone get one of these but me?
Hey, I don't get one either. I tried, and it died. Poor thing.
Yeah, but you don't magic. I magic.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the weasel counts as a familiar.
I don't have a familiar.
Is that Raiken that just said that?
Yeah.
I have a steed. I don't have a familiar.
Same difference.
It is not. My steed is better.
Well, Jebble, welcome to the cool club of familiars.
The familiar club. You feel familiar.
I will need to resummon Kyoko at some point.
You should. It's been way too long.
Okay. Sorry about that. Stupid program decided to crash. On one of his ways by, Snamaru is going to stop and look at the bird on the table and look down at Jebble, and you can kind of see the numbers coming together in his head. So, well, Mr. Hero, if you wouldn't mind containing your animals or keeping them out of the dining area, I would be most appreciative.
Okay. And I will dismiss the raven for a moment.
What is
Single feather.
That might not...
Wait, you could have done that before I started getting at my food.
You shouldn't really do that here at all. That looks like magic.
the Cinnabar is going to look around at the other patrons who are staring at this, and simply say, "Thank you, Mr. Hero. On my way."
Jebble, what is the one rule in Tilka that we need to pay the closest attention to above all others?
Oh yeah.
Let's hurry up and leave before we get in trouble.
Should I bring him back?
No,
Not now.
Anything but now.
At the Mages Guild, you could. If you come with me when I go to speak with Nalia.
But I just got back from there.
That's where they were.
I see. Well, you can go and help sell the cart. If you would prefer not to go back there.
Oh yeah,
First.
I should probably take some stuff off the cart anyway.
Have you eaten?
After you.
I should probably eat then as well.
Don't forget to exchange the gold for platinum if you can.
I'll order something to eat on the way.
You can order something that he can bring to you and you could carry with you if you insisted upon it. You know that walking and eating is not a common practice. Most foods are not designed to be eaten while walking.
Yeah.
But you do also know that you have a box that magically provides finger foods enough to quench you for the day. You also have good berry that could satisfy you for the day.
Nah, I think Jebble just wants food.
Okay.
Like food.
I mean, so the bag of holding, the box that creates magic food, that is food. It just happens to be in the form of, like, bento-style foods, like sushi and, cut sausages and things like that. Small foods. But, like, they're all food.
Jebble's a vegetarian, which I've mentioned before. So I'm keeping with that.
Okay.
You ever heard of vegetarian sushis?
It's a thing.
Oh, I know that, yeah.
Bento box.
What type of food would you like him to give you, since most of what he provides are eggs and fish and meat?
Is there any kind of vegetables he has?
I mean, he's got plenty of vegetables that he tends to cook those things with.
Comes out with an onion. Just a whole onion.
And a potato, just because.
Well, I've got onions and potatoes and carrots. A lot of these come from along the water or up in Shirkawa. That's where we import them from. I've got a variety of mushrooms, legumes, if you prefer.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just all of that.
Yeah, please.
Do you want it cooked, or shall I just give you a box of vegetables?
Cooked.
Okay. Well, hang on. He's off to invent stir-fry.
Jebble will turn to Lara Mendes and go like, "Have you ever eaten a raw potato?"
the 1,000-yard stare. His jaw working.
You could hear the airstrike sirens going.
The sirens are blaring. He just sort of like folds in on himself a little bit. He says, "Not again." She can't make me.
The Tabaxi looking over at this PTSD attack is going to lean over to Vendar and say, "Is that one all right? Was he traumatized by a raw potato?"
Pretty much, yeah.
Surely
Yeah,
there is a story.
He can't stand potatoes. Like, hates them more than anything else. And his girlfriend there, Nalia, that we're gonna go see. She's kind of like a mad scientist. Or a mad magician, I guess. She decided it'd be fun to poison us all with a mild toxin that fucked with how we acted, and the cure was eating a raw potato.
It was treated in some way. It wasn't just a raw potato.
Are you sure?
This one is not sure why you wish to go see this person who poisoned you.
She's helped us too.
It was very mild.
I mean, this one can see that you got better, but did you really?
Goes back to the whole trust.
At the time she was studying emotions and magical influence thereof.
She sounds like a real charmer.
Quite. I don't know if any of them were specifically charms, but I'm sure that she could whip that up.
This one grows less certain of this plan with each passing hour.
Don't think about it too hard.
This one worries for her safety? She thinks very hard about that.
Well, if you think about all the crazy stuff that has happened and we've gotten through, kind of shows you that we can get through anything.
Perhaps you can.
We keep everyone along with us good, too.
But is that really true?
No.
She just looks at you, with a look. Capital L and everything.
After about 10 minutes, Sonomaru is going to return with this, kind of like a bowl. It's a bowl, excuse me. He returns with a bowl of veggies, and they are, they seem to have been cooked, sautéed, and there is a tangy-smelling sauce accompanying them. He says, "Well, I've never done a dish consisting only of vegetables. It tasted very bland, so I added some other spices and ingredients. Please let me know how this is."
What? Now?
He blinks at you a few times and says, "Was there some other time that you were going to eat it?"
No, I just wondered, were you just going to stand here while I was eating? Or do you want me to come back and let you know?
I think that it's only right that I witness my customer's first bite of a newly invented dish. If it's good, I can add it to the menu.
Well, okay. Okay.
Alright, so you take the bowl, you take a seat, and you take a bite. And you find that it is tangy. It's grilled through, so it's warm and soft. Even like the harder root vegetables, like the carrots, have become very soft from the cooking. The oil has really soaked into them, making them just kind of fall apart on the tongue, and the flavors are brought out in extremes. And you find that the sauce that he's used is a kind of a zesty, spicy, like you've not tasted something like this before. You're not sure what spices went into it, but it's a very interesting flavor. I don't know how you actually feel about zesty and spicy, so I'm not telling you whether you like it or not. I'm just telling you what you taste, and you can determine if you like that or not. He has done a good job with the limited options he had. He selected vegetables that complement each other well. And as you savor the first bite, he's going to wait with anticipation. After a few moments, say, "Well, does it satisfy?"
What does zesty mean? I've only heard it used in reference to lemons.
So, kind of like that, they've got kind of a sharp and noticeable flavor that rises above others. It goes in there with tangy and spicy. Zesty. Full of life.
Okay, then I'm going to assume that Jebble likes this.
Okay.
Does tangy mean like full of life or spicy?
No, zesty does. Tangy is like kind of sour or bitter, but like juicy, like lemons and limes are tangy.
Yeah, that was more on the line of what I was expecting.
So, Jebble, you inform him that you have enjoyed the first bite, and I assume that you go on to eat more, and he will say, excellent, excellent. I need to think of a name for it, but at least I know that I can try and prepare that some more and see if other customers like it. Thank you very much. And he's going to return to the kitchen. He's going to come back out of the kitchen immediately and say, "Sir, would you mind giving me your name?"
The name's Jebble.
He's going to, like, take out that clipboard again and begin writing, like, Jebble, like, J-E-B-L kind of sound.
Is he asking me that?
Yes.
I'll explain to him how to spell it.
Okay. He spells it and says, "Alright. Well, thank you very much, sir. All of you. Thank you all for your service to the city of Tuca and protecting my business. I wish you the best of luck in your next endeavors." And he's going to return again to the kitchen.
That was strange.
He's gonna name
What
it
is our next
Jebble.
endeavor? Jebble will ask them.
I am taking a letter, sending out a letter, and they're selling the cart.
Who are you sending a letter to?
Refresh my memory.
Raiken's brother.
Raiken's brother.
About... Where is Raiken?
The current political... I think
Right
he's
here.
at this table writing the letter as we speak. About the
Literally
current
right
political...
next to you.
Raiken's sitting there. Where is Raiken? R-A...
Right
I'm right here!
I'm right across.
The current political situation in Bromdor and neighboring countries.
Including Narcosa.
So you're going to tell... So Raiken is going to tell his brother that the Arcosian refugees are basically being, what, enslaved?
Yes, basically.
Because that's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, slavery's bad.
Okay.
Do you not think that he?
Sorry, I couldn't help it.
You're from the country that's doing the enslaving. Excuse me.
I'm from the Feywild. I've lived in Bromdor for some years, but
He's got a native Brongoran.
Do we think that
My mistake.
Raiken's brother should not be aware of what's going on there in relation to his countrymen?
Oh no, I think he should definitely be aware. Isn't he sort of the leader?
That is one of the reasons why I felt that he should be aware.
Yes. That's why we're telling him, and we're letting him know about it. We're letting him know that we're heading to there to try to solve things.
Lynn will lean toward the middle of the table and say, "Perhaps be more quiet about how you go about talking about such a plan. The city gets a lot of income from the Bromdorans. They would not like tell of you plotting to unsettle things economically."
Well, I didn't say what we would do. I just said that we take care of things.
She's going to smile patiently down the table towards you and lean a little farther so that she can maintain a quiet voice and say, "When things change for the worse economically. That is how it works. Change is bad for these people."
Very well.
Jebble's going to slide the bowl across the table to Larmandus. Here, try this.
I try it.
It's really good, except for that god-awful potato.
Just only potatoes left when he passed it to me.
Well, I mean, they soak up the sauce and the oil the best, so they just have the biggest explosion of flavor. He was trying to do you a favor.
Did he do that, or did he not do that? Jebble.
I don't think he'd have left one particular vegetable.
Okay. Then Larmandus would have gone for, a mushroom-shaped object instead of a suspicious potato / turnip / other like root vegetable or tube or anything in that genre of food.
That iceberg in the middle of the bowl is suspect. I'm gonna pull a Titanic and avoid it.
What about garlics or leeks?
It's like, so Larmandus would be perfectly fine with most root vegetables, but like sometimes he'd be concerned about picking one up, like picking something up, thinking that it was one of those, and then biting into a potato. Like if it was a turnip, just like yes.
It haunts his days like oatmeal raisin cookies.
I love oatmeal raisin cookies.
Sorry, you didn't say those things in character?
No, I was explaining to just the players at the table.
Gotcha.
So yeah, Larmandus picks up a mushroom-shaped object and tries it.
Tangy.
It's quite good.
Yes. unexpected. Nothing like the meat dishes. Somehow more flavorful, as it seems the chef was trying to overcompensate for the lack of meat.
Try the carrot.
The carrot's awesome.
Thank you. And then he passes the bowl back.
Anyone else want to try a bit?
I'm good, thank you.
This one would like to get on the way, if that is possible.
This one agrees.
She kind of, at this point, has like put her elbows up on the table and is leaning on the heel of one of her hands. So just her eyes track over to look at you, Leah, as you say that. And she holds that for a moment, and then you just see the corner of her lip curl into a smile.
Shall we be off to the cart then?
Is Raiken know his letter so I can get that sent?
I think so.
K-E-N.
Comma. C-H.
And he's holding it like he's not even like he's not even writing correctly with the feather. He's like got it like in a fist.
And write the E's backward.
No, I like the idea that he just suddenly goes, "Oh wait, no, I'm not sending it to myself."
Long pause, wait, how do you spell cord?
Wait a minute. If Dragonborn are based on Japanese, would that mean that he's writing in like Japanese letterings?
I mean, if he's writing it in Draconic, he would be, yeah.
In that case, there's no backward E's.
No, well...
He can flip a letter.
Yeah.
You can flip a hiragana?
Yeah.
Backward kanji.
You could do that.
Backward kanji would probably become another kanji.
Anywho. So I believe the letter is done. We are all going to go to the cart and deal with the things there and then go our ways to get things done. Yeah.
Yes.
Bye, Laramandus.
I was going to the cart with them.
Oh, you were?
Yeah. Because I need to pick up the book to bring to the temple.
Hi, Laramandus.
I come back 2 hours later.
Forgot my book.
It's a very large city.
Okay. So you go to the cart. It's like 11 a.m. at this point.
Are we all going?
That had been my assumption, which is what Laramandus had been trying to get at. Was that not your assumption? And if so, could you elaborate?
Oh no, I thought someone was going off someplace else to do something else.
Yeah, I think we were all going to deal with the inventory of the cart together and then go our separate ways.
Okay. So, do you have a way to deal with the inventory of the cart where you can know what's in it and what needs to go into your pockets or the bag of holding very quickly?
Well, the luggage thing on the thing, I have my stuff, whatever's on the cart going to me is on the list, so I know what's there.
Okay. So...
If that made sense.
I need to know that you know what you're keeping and that you're capable of carrying all the things you want to keep. And I need to know that you know what's staying on the cart so that I can exchange you money for it when you go to sell. Those are the two things you need to know. to categories of things. Stuff you're keeping, stuff you're not keeping. You need to know what it is and that you can keep it. Or don't want it.
Why do we have 5 shovels?
So that more people can dig.
No.
Because there used to be 6. I took one.
We need a shovel for everyone.
There was a time where you were regularly digging graves.
Yeah, now we just don't give a shit.
This is way too much work.
You guys are terrible.
I get a vision from Muhammad tells me to get the fuck out of here.
Goodness gracious.
To be fair, we haven't faced a whole ton of like regular people that were like, okay, maybe very. Lately, it's been like paranormal and creatures.
You spent 6 months in a dungeon full of zombies.
Yeah, we lost our care of putting the corpses back in the ground after they kept getting back up.
For me, I believe I'm just gonna search the cart, make sure I didn't leave anything on there, and I pretty much have all my stuff. I don't think there's anything of mine on there.
Oh.
Other than maybe my breastplate, I think I might have left on there.
You did tell me that you had left your armor on the cart.
Yeah, that leftover breastplate probably will be the only thing I'll need to sell. Yeah, I'll sell it now.
Okay.
I might be going over
say
a platinum ingot.
And I'll actually have money.
I mean, so for each shot out of the thunder gun, you need 2 powder charges, and each powder charge is a quarter pound, and you need 2 sets of shot, and each of those is a quarter pound, meaning that it's 1 pound of material to fire every time, and Vendar's musket needs half that. But each powder charge, they're all like little fabric pouches containing powder. They're each a quarter pound. So you can count them in numbers, or you can count them in weight. But you need to know which one you're talking about. Which is why when I gave you these things, I tried to impress upon you the importance of writing down all these numbers, because I knew we'd get to a point where it's like, wait, how much do I have? I've been shooting. How much is left?
The number is 45 then.
Okay.
45 is the amount of powder charges that we have.
You have 45 charges.
Yes.
So for you, that's 11 and a quarter pounds of powder.
So, Vendar, we can split this up.
So, I can't carry all that much.
You're not carrying the whole thing. We both need it.
Yeah. So according to the we have 25 pounds. So 100 shots of my musket shot and 100 shots of your thunder gun shot.
Okay. That's 25 pounds of each.
Yeah. And you said that I had 10 pounds of powder since I forgot to mark it down. So, and did we determine he had 45 pounds of powder?
We're going with 45 charges.
45 charges, which is
11 and a quarter pounds.
11 and a quarter pounds. So he has so it's 36 pounds for you to carry, 35 for her to carry him. I put me about 3 pounds over encumbered.
You're just moving through the city, sweating your ass off, going, Raiken,
Of course, we could leave stuff on the cart until we actually get to sell it for the people who are going to be with the cart when they sell it. But if you could, can you carry all of the weight for your shot and powder?
I didn't hear all that.
Can you carry 36 pounds of stuff added to your equipment?
Let me take a look. Because I accidentally got off of my page when I went to the document.
And if I go to your equipment, you should have these things added in. Let's see here. Bullets. 2 pounds. Okay, so we put it on you as bullets, and that incorporates powder and shot.
Yes.
Because for you, each shot is 1 pound. So if he has 100 shot packages, that's 50 shots, but you have 45 powder, which for you would only be 22 shots. So now you have this disparity in portions of your ammunition. But he's got another 10 pounds, so you technically got 80... 5 powder total.
Plus, I'm assuming that's not counted, because I do have marked as the ball and powder on my, so I have 10 pounds of ball and powder in my inventory.
That is what you were carrying total, which means that you have 20 total shots. You have 20 of each. You have 20 balls and 20 powder.
Yeah, and you're saying I have an additional. You're saying I have an additional.
I was saying that
powder, right?
10 pounds of powder would be on the wagon.
Yes. Okay.
Which is 40 more powder charges.
Okay, so I could just mark that as to.
So in total, you have 20. There's 40 plus 45, so 85 on the wagon, and Raiken had 4, which means that you had 109 total powder charges between the two of you in the cart.
Well, I'm not taking the extra. I'm taking whatever for the shots.
Okay. Well, as I said, he has 100 shot packages listed for you, which is 50 shots for the thunder gun. You have less powder than you need to fire all of that plus all of his. So if you want to ultimately be doing yourself a favor, you'll split the powder charges between you so that he can fire all of his, and then however many that encompasses for you, you just get rid of the extra shot packages. That makes sense?
Okay.
So you have 109 total powder charges, and the powder charges can go to either gun, but your gun needs 2.
Yes.
How many balls do you have in total, Vendar? And the answer is not 2.
How many balls? So I had the 20 that I had on me, and then another 100 in the cart, so 120.
Okay. So you have way more balls than you have powder to fire them with.
Yeah, I got like 60 extra balls.
Okay. And these are just lead and iron balls. So figure out how many you think you need, knowing that you have a total of 109 powder charges. And for every 1 shot you get, Raiken will need 2 powder charges to have a shot. So bust the number down into thirds, and he gets 2/3. If you want to do things totally even. So that'd be... £36. 36 pounds, or 36 shots. You'd get 36 shots, and he'd get 72 shots. You'd get 36 powder charges, and he'd get 72 powder charges. That would give you each 36 attacks. Make sense?
Okay.
And then you would just keep... You'd get 37 because there is one extra, so you can have 37 and keep 37 balls. And Raiken will keep 72 of each. And that should work out. That'll leave you with an excess of 90-some balls, and you had 104 of those, so 32 shot packets. I hope you're writing this down as I'm saying all these numbers.
How many balls?
You had 120 total. You're keeping 37 of them, so 120 minus 37.
Okay.
Which is 83.
Doing it as how many shots I have, and that's...
So those... Do I think those balls are going to be like worth anything if I try to sell them?
Yeah, I mean, they're lead and iron.
They're material. People can melt them down.
Yeah.
Alright, then I'll probably just sell the excess balls.
Okay. So 83 balls and 32 shot packets. These lead and iron things. Cool. Alright, so do you have, now that that's done, everything else figured out? You know what you're keeping, and you know what you're not?
Raiken's good after that. Other than saying goodbye to the water barrel.
It's got, like, small, dense
said it was 37
scratches.
packets?
37 is what you can carry if you want to be even Stevensies with,
Alright, what was the excess packets? I'm just putting them on the... marking it in.
Oh, the excess packets, it was 32 excess shots and 83 excess balls.
32 and 83 excess balls. Alright. Okay.
A lot of those scratches on the water barrel are from Kubriel.
Pretty
Good
much.
times.
I did realize, I think that there are some other thing is... Oh, wait, what's going on up here? Oh, in the bag holding. The gnomish items. There had been the walkie-talkies, which are listed here in the box of communication. There had been the... I have the rope box on me, but there had been the telekinesis ray.
Telekinesis, right?
I don't remember what they called it.
Yeah, hang on. I do have that.
I think Cyrus has the cabin still. I don't think it was on the cart. But...
You went down the gullet of a worm to get it. I think so.
And then the other grenades.
Yeah, I have all 5 of the other grenades.
Oh, you have all the grenades? Okay, cool.
Yes. I never gave them back when they told us to.
Jesus.
Is there someone who can take the 0-point energy manipulator?
I can take it.
Cool.
I don't know how to use it, but I can take it.
We should probably take the time to teach everyone how to use that, just in case.
Do you know how to use it?
I have an idea of the theory.
What's it supposed to do?
It can lift objects at a distance.
Like telekinesis?
Yes. That does
Cool.
seem to be the spell that the item is based off of, although it's a slightly modified.
Now, if you shoot a person with it, will it make them lift, or will it do something else?
Did we decide that it could be used on a creature? I thought it had to be an object.
I believe it was
Tristan, voice in the sky.
object only.
The description says object.
Yeah. It could not be used on a person directly. I believe that there are some ways that one might be able to get around that.
Like lifting
Make a
the
magic
armor they're in.
No, generally magic that is affecting a creature.
Cannot affect worn items.
Yeah.
Never try.
However, if you were to cast Autoluke's Resilient Sphere around a creature, that might work. But I don't know that spell, so we couldn't try it. If they were standing on a movable stone.
What if they were
perhaps
sitting
like
on a chair?
stone,
Could you move the chair that they were sitting on?
I'm not sure, but we could find out. I would think so, but now is not the time to test.
Just freak people out having
This
them
is not the place to test.
floating in the sky.
Yeah, you're all getting into like stuff other than figuring out where things are going. You need to focus, guys.
But okay, so Cyrus has agreed to hold on to that one. Who wants to hold on to the... Did we give them a name other than walkie-talkie?
I mean,
Suppose
I
could
have
search
I
through
have
the
a
chat.
name for them.
Talkie-walkies.
Yeah.
Had there been a name on
I
the
thought it was
pedestal? Short-range two-way communicator. Who wanted to be holding onto those? We should probably split them up. I should probably not be one of those people.
I
mean-
what Vendar has one of them.
Okay.
Oh, what?
One of these, I hold up the communication boxes, the short range.
Oh yeah, that'd probably be
communication
useful.
device.
I'll take one.
If nobody else wants it, I'll take it.
I was say, how small is it again?
They're a pound each.
Oh,
Yes.
I think I could squeeze that in if you wanted me to take it.
It's not. I at least if Vendar should have one, Raiken should not have the other.
He's too loud for it, anyways.
I don't need
How
it.
do you
You can
know?
hear me.
But-
Yukikaze can have it. He seemed interested in it.
Is this an item
I'll take it.
that you have made in D&D Beyond?
No, none of these are on Beyond, unfortunately. I will put them there, I suppose. Yeah, I hadn't put any of my Magitech items into Beyond. Except for the Thunder Gun and Musket, since I knew those needed to appear as attacks on people's sheets.
Yeah, but those aren't Magitech.
Or are they?
I guess voice in this guy, are they magic?
No.
I suppose it would just be alchemy that produces the accelerant.
Mm-hmm. Anywho. Then I guess I claimed the platinum ingot that is apparently owned by me. But had been held somewhere else because I couldn't carry all that weight. So once... Which apparently I can. I thought the carrying capacity was much less in 5th edition than it actually is. Unless are we playing with the variant encumbrance rules, or are we playing with the normal rules?
I think it's the normal rules.
Okay, then yeah, I'm definitely
10
good.
times your strength?
15 times your strength.
Oh.
The variant encumbrance rules are if you are above 5 times your strength, you're slowed by 10 feet, and then if you're above some other number, you're just like dead to the world.
You're immobilized.
Yeah, it's like slowed by 10 feet, slowed by another 10 feet, cannot move, because you're slowed by an additional 10 feet.
Unless my base speed is 40.
Unless you have magic that floats you.
So Tensor's floating disc is for. Put all your stuff on it, and then you don't need to carry it.
Yeah. I miss the days where you could just carry yourself on it.
Yeah, but they fixed that problem.
I noticed.
And Vendar had taken the spider gloves to hold on to them?
Yes.
Who had the rest of the grenades? The other, 8?
I had the other 5 grenades. There were 8 grenades total. We gave 3 to Nalia, and I had the other 5.
Well, we didn't give 3 to Nalia. I gave 3 away.
Oh, he gave 3 away.
So,
only one went to Nalia.
So wouldn't that mean there are 7?
There were 8. Weren't they only 8, not 10?
I thought there were 10. I thought there were 2 of each of 5.
In the regards of the spider gloves...
Well, if there are 7, then I have 7 of them. I thought there were only 5.
I must have missed it earlier when those came up. I don't think Vendar should have.
Should have what?
I don't think you should have the spider gloves.
I wouldn't use them. If you wanted to have them to use them, you can take them.
Yeah, those are something I'd actually use, and just everyone else in the party can.
Then yeah,
then take them.
free.
Yeah. They were mine when we found them, but I didn't use them because it takes my reaction. So.
Yeah, you have a much better reaction of just half the damage.
Yeah.
Are you going to attune those then, Cyrus?
When we get time.
Okay.
That was all I had wanted to address from the document.
Okay. So
everything else is on my stuff.
We have the dispositions on the grenades. Malachi, there was one other item that I think you kept on the cart, because I don't know if you were keeping it on you, and that was the strength bow.
Oh, yeah, that is you are correct. I did forget about that, my bad. Yes.
Is
so
it
I
on
will...
your sheet?
No, it is not. I don't think so.
Strength bow.
Oh wait, I have an asterisk longbow. I think that's it. Yeah, I do have it on my sheet. Yes.
Where's Yukikaze?
Yep.
Yeah, that's definitely one that says strength. I'm going to quick customize it and make the name.
Okay. I gotta get rid of all my money on my list because it's gone. I just didn't want to delete it yet because I have 0. All my money is gone.
Okay, so just hit F5 on the page now.
F5? Oh, for refresh?
Yeah.
Oh.
So you should still have a starred bow, but it should now be called Mechanical Bow STR.
Yep. It is there. It is done.
And as you can see, it does just as much damage and rolls just as high as your longswords. So you have a way of attacking at range that's just as good as your regular attack.
Yep. But I don't have any arrows, and I need to acquire arrows and the thingy if I'm gonna use it. But
okay.
I will carry it on me, so I will be like, oh, I forgot about this.
I'm pretty sure that you have Laramenda's quiver still. Laramendus, you didn't want that back, did you?
I never took it back,
Okay.
so...
Oh,
If
well,
we get
then,
an extra
well,
quiver, it's not hard to get.
well, being me,
But he's
wanna
got
say,
a nice quiver, an elven quiver.
So I'm fiddling through my stuff, making sure I have it. Oh, by the way, Larimer, I didn't give this back to you. And I have the quiver in my hand.
If you would have use for it, you can hold on to it.
Oh, well, I do
at
have...
this point, my spells are, generally speaking, going to be a better option if we are in that kind of situation.
Well, I do have the bow what we got that I never have used. I could possibly use it with that, so I will keep it, thank you. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna stick this bow on my bag also.
I mean, normally you'd just unstring it and stick it to the side. Given that it's a mechanical bow, though, you don't need to unstring it.
Lucky.
Well, I can unstring it, though, for making it work with my stuff, right?
I don't know what you mean by work with. It won't change shape. It's not a recurve bow.
Oh, yes. Okay, that's true. Yes. Alright, I get you. Alright. I'll figure out some.
So, like, a recurve or longbow is going to straighten out into a stick if you unstring it, which makes it smaller for intents and purposes. But mechanical compound bows, they don't. They're always that shape with the pulleys on them.
Yep. Alright. Yeah.
Unless you take it completely apart, at which point you now have to spend time putting it back together.
Alright, are we done? Should I start heading off to deliver that letter?
I believe we are all set.
Deliver that
Does
letter.
anyone feel
Well,
differently?
at least I got my stuff that I need off here, so I could head out while you guys are still figuring things out.
So my only well, you'll probably just want to walk with Lair, since you're basically going to the same place.
Well, I've remembered that we're going the same place.
Your character has chosen to be ignorant of magic. He's not stupid.
Yeah, I know. I could be like, that's fancy. Alright, yeah. So I'll Are you all set also, Lair Mendes?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. If you guys, when you sell the cart, you can sell my plate mat or my breastplate. I don't have any money, so could I have the money for that once I meet back up with you guys, and you guys got that under control?
Is that wise?
Wise what?
To sell your other armor?
Am I giving the armor of Bahamut back to Nalia right away?
I had thought the intent was for her to have time while we are searching for other things and preparing for the fight to be able to study it and possibly create something new. Which means she needs to study something.
And since especially we don't even have the full set.
I can't carry
Better to
that
leave
though.
that.
So then I have to ask Leah, do you happen to have any more space left in your bag, or is it full?
There should be more space, yeah?
Alright, do you mind just holding on the breastplate? Because when we go back to Nolly, and if I have to give the armor back, if she's still able to work on it, I might need that back.
The breastplate.
We could get a wheelbarrow.
What? We want a wheelbarrow?
To move things through to Nalia.
Are we going to need it for, like, moving the
I'm saying if we're
guns and
concerned
stuff?
about the weight of things and things being too cumbersome, we could get a wheelbarrow and move that. That will go through.
How heavy is the breastplate?
The breastplate is 20 pounds.
I can carry it.
Well, I can carry it too, but I just want, like...
Well, it did sound like you could.
Oh my god.
Weekly.
You want to know what? You want to know what?
That should be fine.
Just because you're being a pain in the butt, I'm going to carry it. Look like a freaking idiot. Just to prove that I can carry this.
While you're wearing the breastplate.
Yeah, the full plate armor. No, Raiken, I'm gonna do this just because you need me to prove something to you. So I'm gonna do it.
Well, good job. You showed me.
I did.
So you won't put it in the bag of holding?
No, because your dad is a jerk.
Okay then.
So you're just like strapping it to the backpack, trying
No,
to jam it inside.
I'm gonna carry it in my hand. Just
Oh my god.
dangling from the side. People are wondering why I'm carrying breastplates. Cause I can. Thank you.
Out of spite.
Okay, Gus.
All right, so we're so are you ready to go?
Nice.
I believe so, yes.
All right, let's go.
Was anyone else coming with us to the Mages Guild?
Who is included in us?
Lara and
Meeting at the
Yuki.
Mages Guild after we saw the things and stuff.
Yeah,
anyway.
I'm coming. I have nothing to do with this bit.
Okay. We shall be at the guild when you are all settled.
Lynn? That was the name of it?
Eh? What was the
it
question? Lynn. Yes. Yes.
Are Tabaxi boys also this childish?
She looks at between Yukikaze and Raiken and says, "All men are this childish. Race is notwithstanding."
Not all. Most, admittedly, but not all.
She rolls her eyes and returns her gaze to you, Leah. This
Yeah,
one
that's
rests
my
her case. You'll learn to keep them on a short leash.
I'd rather not leash anyone.
It is a manner of speak. Figure of speech.
Ah,
So, who is driving this thing? Anolians never liked me. She takes a few
crap.
steps back.
Our regular driver was
Only
Yukikaze.
holding a breastplate.
Surely Yukikaze was not the only one among you who can drive a wagon.
that's also Naravar.
Jebble, you're good with animals.
Yeah, you can talk to him. Tell him to go. Drive.
It's a bit bigger than the ones I'm used to.
So,
Yes.
you literally have a raven the size of you now.
Yeah, but that's not actually an animal.
You could also turn into one, and then you can go with it. You
This
can
one.
pull the cart with it.
There's only the one, isn't there?
Yeah, there's only one.
You originally had 2, and then 1 got killed.
Yeah, I recall that. The bullets.
Yeah, and the bullets ate it. Or would have eaten it.
Yeah, I mean, it only managed to kill it.
I guess I'll stand out in front to try to lead the Nolian. If it's hooked up to the car.
It can be hooked up. The harnesses were removed for stabling. It's more comfortable without them. You imagine. Do you wanna hitch it up?
Yeah, I mean, how far are we taking we're taking the car to sell it, so how far do we?
Has Jebble... I don't think Jebble ever visited the market. I think the only people who actually went to the market street... No. You guys would have gone to the market street your first time in town to get your clothing. Because none of you had clothing fit for the desert. So you know the market street's just over here. This long stretch of green. All the gray squares are acid damage.
Okay, well then I guess I'll hook it up and then lead it.
Okay. Was hooking up horses to wagons something that Jebble did before he became an adventurer and came out here? Is it something that he did, that he has familiarity with?
Or I'll get someone else to do it for me.
Well, you've got all these people, and then of course there's probably the stable hands around.
Can somebody help me with this?
Is that to us or the stable hands?
I always assume it's to you first.
It's to everyone.
Raiken will walk over. What do you need me to do?
And I point to the Nolian. Well, if you need to sell... Are we selling the wagon now?
Yes, that's what we're trying to do, is take it to sell.
Well, then, yeah, hook the Nolian up so we can bring it to where it needs to go.
The Enolian licks its eyeball.
Okay, what do I roll for this, Tristan?
For you, animal handling, and, a technical skill. Let's see here. And then I would just make an intelligence check.
Okay. Animal handling, that's not going to be very good. Intelligence check.
The giant lizard is just sort of looking around, like, kind of twitchily. Every now and then it seems to look down at Jebble, and then keep looking around twitchily.
Animal handling, I got an 8, and intelligence, I got a 15.
Okay. So you're able to figure out how to attach the harnesses and lines and buckles. However, as you move in and try to begin running them from the wagon to the Enolian, like getting this harness on the Enolian, it seems to disapprove of your methods, and it moves around erratically and makes it very difficult. You find that you cannot get the items onto the Enolian, and at this point, Jebble, you're just going to hear, I don't like that, what's going on? What's going on?
Jebble, this isn't working!
How do I hear that?
I'm sorry, how do you do that?
No, here.
Oh, you hear it the same way you heard the mice talking to you.
Do I have speak with animals on now?
I don't know. Do you?
No. They didn't
Interesting. I mean, you're definitely hearing this creature's thoughts.
That is weird. Jebble's just going to stand there confused for a moment.
So he's totally useless to you, Raiken, as you complain that you can't get the harness on the creature.
Say it. Vendar!
I don't know if I'm gonna be any help. I guess I can try.
I'm sure you can figure it out.
Oh, I got an 18 on die. What am I rolling?
Animal handling and an intelligence check.
No, so it's a 20 animal handling. And a nat 20 intelligence check. So 25 in.
Just come over and easily hitch it up.
So, during this...
Man, that was really easy.
during this Jebble, you hear, no, there's two of them. What's going... Oh, wait. Oh, this one's better. I like this one. And Raiken, you notice it, like, physically moving itself away from you. It's now more docile, so you can do the harnesses on your side, and your, intelligence allows you to know how to do them. But it definitely seems to prefer Vendar during this whole thing.
Vendar, if you're so good at this, why didn't you come over here from the start?
Yeah, I just didn't know it was this easy. He's a good boy.
Oh, I like this one.
Yeah, I'll scratch it. Scratch it on the head.
That's weird. That feels weird.
Tigers are better.
But it's okay, I guess. Is it okay? I guess it's okay. Just like that, as you're scratching it, it seems to go like totally still, and then after a few seconds, just this big pink tongue comes out and licks the eyeball that's looking at you.
Yeah, he's a good lizard.
I'm hungry. We're going somewhere. I need food. So the lizard is hooked up. I don't know what's going on with Jebble. He hasn't said anything about anything to me.
Oh, you were just doing the thing with Jacob.
I mean, you're the only person who's been able to hear the animal talking this entire time. Like, nobody else has shown any acknowledgement that the animal was talking.
Do we see any other animals around?
Yeah, there are several other animals, mostly horses and like camels and more Anolians.
I'm going to go up to one of the horses.
Okay. And the horse is sitting there placidly chewing hay. And then it reaches over into a bucket of oats.
Just screams at it.
After several seconds of you standing there staring at it, it says, "What?"
I'm going to raise up the hand, and how many fingers am I holding up?
It's going to snuffle at your hand with its nose. You see the whole lip, of course, stretching out to try and get a feel on your fingers. It says, "You don't have food, but what are you holding up? 4 fingers?"
Thomas.
Did you get it right?
I don't know how many fingers were you holding up?
Yeah.
I'm going to say 2.
2. I thought they were 2 carrots. They're not. Do you have 2 carrots? I like carrots.
I'll get you some.
Ooh. I like that. Wait. Who are you?
I'm Jebble.
Hello, Jebble.
Hello. What's your name?
Silver.
It's a nice name. Okay. I'll be back with your carrots.
If you don't bring carrots for the others, they'll be jealous. I wouldn't mind, though.
I'm gonna. How many horses and?
Well, there's maybe 6 horses in here.
And you said camels?
Yeah, there's camels. There's like 3 or 4 of those.
Okay, well, I'm gonna just walk into the inn. And Jebble's processing now.
So you leave, go across the street and down the alley, go all the way inside the inn to where Cinemaru is serving people. You go up to the counter when the Dragonborn comes back and he says, Jebble, what can I do for you?
10 carrots, please.
10 carrots. Alright, I that's fine. I have plenty of those. They don't get much use in my other dishes. And he comes back with 10 raw carrots. Says, well, I don't know what a hero needs with these, but I can skin them and wash them first if you prefer.
No, that's alright.
Alright. Well, let me know if there's anything else I can do for you or your group.
I will, thank you. And I'll just take the carrots and head back out to the stable.
Okay. You're going to dole out carrots to the 5 horses.
And the camel.
And the camels. The camels seem a little bit more uncertain of the food, but they take it anyway. They say, well, this is odd. I didn't ask for food, but I'm not going to say no to eating. Who is this guy anyway? It seems to be asking, like, another nearby animal, and Silver, the horse, actually responds. He said his name is Jebble.
Yep, that's me.
He seems to be a natural.
Yep, that's me.
We don't get many of those around. When was the last time you heard about one? Silver just sort of, like, shakes his head and wickers and says, years. Years ago. And they chew their feet a bit more, and the camel crunching on the carrot you offered says, so what are you doing here, natural?
Here in the stable or here in the city?
It like looks around and seems to take in the fact that it's inside a building for the first time in its life. It says, I just meant near me. The stories all say that naturals come to help when there are problems.
Yeah, I suppose. There have been a couple of problems around.
The camel just sort of stands for an extra minute and says, what kind of problems?
Oh, there was a lich in the desert.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds bad.
It was. And then there was the dragon.
Now those I've heard of.
Yeah. This one was bad too.
Where was the dragon?
Jebble just points up into the air. Goes,
Near here?
Yeah. Wasn't the day before? It was 2 days earlier, was it?
No, it was yesterday. Wasn't it?
I can't remember.
No, maybe it was 2 days ago. I don't remember now. It's the 17th now, I think. No, it's the 18th now. Boop, boop, boop. I need to go over here and update that. It's now Monday the 18th. Monday day. There we go. In any event. So yeah, it would be 2 days ago. I was gonna say, oh, well, they don't tell us anything here. Just hook us up to carts or wagons or put saddles on us, and then we go. You know, wherever. They feed us, so it's all good. And it's warm here. It's cold out there at night. Have you been out there? Where the sand is?
Oh, don't remind me. Oh.
I miss the warm sand between my toes.
I don't. I do not miss the sand. There's far too much of this stuff.
Ah, you learn to appreciate it. So, for the rest of you, you asked Jebble for help. He stood there and did not help. You figured it out on your own, and then he went and started talking to the other animals, and then he left, and then came back with carrots and gave them all to the other animals and continued talking with them. Totally ignoring you guys.
So, typical Jebble.
I don't know how typical this is. He hasn't really talked to animals before. Not to this extent. It's new typical Jebble.
Jebble! Jebble!
I think someone's talking to you.
Raiken will be waving his hands in the air. What are you doing?
I talk to animals.
Okay.
That's kind of new.
Is that why you completely ignored us and didn't help us at all?
Yes.
Alright, good to know. Next time, maybe you should inform us.
Oh, that is an excellent point. That is what the discussion last night was supposed to encourage.
I was processing.
Have you processed?
Yeah. I can talk to animals. This is interesting. Weird. Unexpected. Useful. I don't know if I can talk to plants.
Well, good. Can you talk to the Linoleum and get him to go with us?
Linoleum? That's floor.
I didn't say that. I didn't say linoleum.
It's Anolean.
I said Anolean.
Oh, okay. I heard linoleum.
Yeah, so did I.
I'm not gonna call it floor.
My name definitely isn't Floor. It licks its eyeball again. Other eyeball this time.
Sure. Yeah, okay. Then I'll turn to, like, Silver. Bye. See you now.
Okay, come again. Bring carrots.
Got it. And I'm heading over to the Anolean.
The Anolean's standing there, licking its eyeball, looking twitchy.
Yeah. We need to head over that direction now.
It looks over at you, and then looks at where you're pointing, and says, okay, usually they use the ropes. It's going to just start walking forward and dragging the cart with it. Vendar, you get run over. Vendar.
I'm sorry, what?
Jebble finally stopped talking to other animals, came back over, and when he did, the lizard started moving forward, and it pulled the cart into you.
Oh shit. I'll move out of the
way. You were on that side, which is kind of up against the wall, so you can go out the door to get out of the way, or you can walk forward with it, or you can, like, try to stop it.
I guess I'll walk forward with it. Why is it following Jebble?
he can talk to it.
Jebble, stop.
What do we do? I thought we were taking it.
Let me get out from around the cart.
You could climb on the cart from here.
Alright, I climb into the cart.
Okay. You are on the driver's seat. You have the reins if you want them.
Alright. I guess I'll take the reins. See if I can lead it.
The Enolian continues moving another, 5 feet until it hits the wall of the stall it's in. And then it kind of stops and looks at the wall, and then it looks up placidly, licks its eyeball, then it kind of turns towards you again, Jebble, and says, "This is as far as I can go."
Do you want to open the stall?
Okay. I am so confused.
Raiken will open the stall door.
You open the stall door. This just isn't how we usually communicate. What do you...
Who's with us now? That's
You've
Leah
got
and
Lynn.
Is that Lynn?
Yeah.
I'm going to kind of sidle over to Ben.
Okay.
All right. I'm just really. I kind of thought that. I don't know why that they'd be a bit more intelligent.
They're talking to you, Leah.
Sorry, what? What did they say?
Jebble said, who whispered. Did you hear what happened with the Enolian?
What happened to him?
Oh, Vendar's dead.
What?
He was run over by the cart. Were you not listening?
What?
Vendar, the wagon moves out of the stable, out of the stall, and begins moving through the stable without you doing anything with the reins.
I'll try to make it stop.
Okay, you pull on the reins and it stops.
Oh,
People want to get in so we can go sell this thing?
I am going to run over to the cart and hop into it.
Hup!
And then I'm going to like scramble through to try and get onto the driver's seat beside, or passenger seat beside
Yep.
Vendar.
You're on the box next to Vendar, who's holding the reins.
I climb up next. Vendar, Jebble said you died. I'm very confused.
Raiken will climb up as well.
Nah, he just tried to kill me.
The Enolian standing there will just turn its eye back toward Jebble again and say, "Well, you told me to go, and then the guy with the ropes told me to stop, so I stopped."
Yeah,
I'll tell it to go now.
No, we need to go out onto the road, so he's going to be leading from now on.
So you want me to listen to the guy with the ropes?
Yes.
Okay. See, that I can do.
Excellent.
So you had a question that I interrupted, Leah. I'm sorry.
I did?
You and Raiken were talking.
I wasn't talking. You mean her and Vendar?
All I said is that I was confused.
Okay.
Alright, yeah, he said he tried to kill me, and I said the Anolian. I guess that's the question you were referring to.
Mm-hmm.
No, Jebble.
Jebble?
Tell him the thing to whack while I was back there. Nah, it was just apparently Jebble's talking to the lizard.
Yeah, I can talk to animals now.
Couldn't you always?
Yeah, if I cast a spell.
Oh, no, you can just
I
do
haven't
it.
cast a spell.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, it is.
stopped...
That's what I'm saying. Please.
I stopped being able to cast that spell.
As far as this one is concerned, you are all magic monsters. She will stay out of your way. So, you, it sounded like Jebble had more he wanted to say, so I wanted to give him a chance to say it.
I've forgotten what else I was going to say with that sentence.
Okay. So you head to the market district, and you head up the street. And as you're going by, you see shops on either side. Each of these green squares, rectangles, is a building of some kind, whether it is a permanent structure, or a wagon that is opened up on one end, or a just like a stall erected out of wood and fabric temporarily. There's a whole array of these types of buildings, and each of them is selling something different. You pass by what is clearly an armor and weapons shop, you pass by clothing shops, you pass by places selling scraps of leather and pieces of material, you know, the materials you would need to craft things, as well as finished goods, jewelry, and eventually, as you are passing by one of the larger buildings here, you're going to hear the mixed sounds of large animals, and the sign above the place indicates, I think I had called it, someone's beast of burden. I didn't write it down, unfortunately, so, sure. It'll be Ulfgar's Beasts of Burden. And you know that you need to not only get rid of the wagon, but also the Anolian. So, just so you're aware, that shop does exist. As you go by, there is a black cat sitting out front that watches you. With a blue and yellow eye. It seems to judge you from the door of the shop, which is large. There is a hanging of curtain covering half of it, so you can't really see what's inside, but you can see and hear and smell the fact that there are large animals moving around inside.
This smells like the right place.
You think they would take the cart too, or just the Anolian? They're just gonna take the Anolian. We should find a place to sell the cart first.
True. Let's ask the shopkeeper.
Okay.
Raiken will get down and, I guess, head inside to find the shopkeeper.
Sure. You pass through the large doorway, pushing aside the half-hanging curtain. As you do so, the black cat, rounds on its haunches and strides away from you, walking along a back wall. You can see that it passes under a wooden beam and is walking inside the pens of these large animals that are distributed around the shop in their individual stalls.
Now, what is that dragon looking on?
And as you head in, there's a dwarf who is throwing chunks of meat into this stall that has a large scorpion inside of it. And he looks over at you as you come in, and he tosses one last piece of meat, sets down the bucket, wipes his hands against each other, claps his hands off, and he says, "Ah, welcome to Ulfger's Beasts of Burden. What kind of animal can I interest you in today?"
We're actually looking to sell.
Oh, sell, is it? Well, that's very unusual, but depending on the beast, I could perhaps be persuaded to take it off your hands if it's in good condition.
Well, we can take a look at the beast outside here.
Oh, of course, of course. Mittens, watch the shop. You walk out the door, and he follows you. Immediately outside is the wagon with Vendar and Jebble sitting on the box. And he walks over and begins inspecting the lizard and the harnesses, and you'll see that he reaches out and lifts the harnesses to check the scales underneath. And he moves around to the front and kind of jumps up and grabs the sides of the lizard's mouth and pulls it down to his. And the lizard kind of resists at first. Jebble, you can hear the lizard going, I don't like this. Why do I always gotta do this?
What are you doing?
He's going to, turn the thing's head from side to side a little, seem to notice you talking and let go, and the lizard's head's gonna come up, and it's gonna look around really quickly. Its eyes are gonna roll for a second, then it's just gonna lick one of its eyeballs again. And he's going to come around the thing and say, "Ah! Excuse me, your friend here led me to believe you're looking to sell your lizard, and I was taking a look at it to make sure it was in a condition that I could remarket. Do you know what your asking price is?"
Can I roll to see if I know what a beast of burden usually goes for? What something like this might usually sell for?
Yeah, let's see. There's probably a skill that would make sense for that.
Nature?
Huh?
Nature, maybe?
No, because this is, not a natural thing. It's a market economy thing. They used to have, streetwise and stuff. I miss those.
And appraise.
Appraise is pretty much just an intelligence check now.
Yeah, I was going to ask him to make an intelligence check, and I'm going to say you have advantage due to your family's businesses.
And the fact that you bought this one?
Also that.
I got a 22.
22, okay. I believe you paid 75 gold pieces for this thing. And you know that for a used draft horse, you could expect as many as maybe 70 back. You'd probably be you'd be selling at a loss in most cases, but not a great one if you've taken good care of it. And this one is very much alive.
Very much alive. Okay, I'll say 70 gold then.
I'm sorry, I couldn't. What? Could you speak up, son?
We're asking price is 70 gold.
70 gold, 70 gold. He's going to look at the thing again, and he's going to quickly lift the strap, and he's going to wave Raiken over.
Raiken will join him and take a look.
Alright, he points at the scales under the harness and says, "You see this discoloration here? That's because you were strapping it too tight, and that's going to leave a mark. It's going to be a pinch point. So this beast, I'm going to have to let it rest a while before I can sell it, and make sure to spend some extra time massaging this area, or it's really going to be a problem for whoever buys it. So I really can't afford to be spending more than 55 gold pieces on a beast like this." Raiken, I will say that where he's pointing, you don't see anything significant. Like, you can't tell the difference between the scales under the strap and not under the strap. They all look the same to you.
I don't see anything.
I'll jump down off of the thing. And you see here, we have treated this Anolian better than we treat ourselves. There's no discoloration, I swear. I'll try to upsell my lizard. He's a good boy.
So would you like to make a deception roll to try and convince this man that you have treated this thing like a prince, and therefore it is worth, in fact, more than what he's asking?
Okay, deception. Then I got a 29.
Oh,
God. When he was in it, yeah, I rolled insight. I got 21.
A 21, okay. Yeah, just watching the way this guy, is, moving, the way he cuts his words, clips his words, as he's talking to Raiken and pointing this out, and the way he's, like, pointing at something that's already hard to see, you feel like he's not being honest.
Right, so I'm sitting on the, passenger seat. Where's Raiken?
He's, like, down on the ground in front of you. Like, you've got the back end of the lizard and the rope, the reins in between you and him, as he's inspecting it with the salesman.
Yeah.
Hold on just one second.
I mean, he did well on his insight, but it's not going to beat a 29.
I love being able to lie out my ass.
What's the verbal component to message?
Message?
Probably.
I mean, it would be the words of the spell that enact it. So it would be, for you, something in Primordial.
Oh, forget that then. Then I'm going to...
So you say a little bit of gibberish, and then you think your message, and you say a little bit of gibberish, and it's just really quick. Like, somebody would just think you're mumbling. If there's no somatic component.
There is.
What's this? Oh, there's a somatic component. So
there's an everything component.
There's a material component too.
Yeah, but then I have a focus. Well,
okay.
I'm not.
Which means that you have to pull out your focus and do a bodily movement. At which point it becomes very obvious that you're casting a spell.
Yeah, I just it's a very weird spell. So I'm not going to cast it.
Okay.
I am going to try and... How close is Raiken to me?
He's 5 feet away. Because he's social distancing.
He's not far enough then. That's unacceptable distance.
Well, I'm going to try and tap him with my staff.
Okay, you can do that.
Yeah.
There's a tap on your shoulder. Soft through your silk clothing, Raiken. It's still kind of weird to have, when people poke you, not have the barrier of armor between you.
Raiken will, first attempt to, swat whatever is tapping him, but if it keeps going, then he'll look behind and be like, "What?"
And Jebble, if he makes eye contact with Jebble's just gonna try and subtly shake his head and then mouth, "Lying."
No, I don't think he has any lions.
Raiken will get closer and be like, "Why do you think he's lying?"
Probably because he is.
Did the Anolian tell you?
What? No! Why would the Nolian tell me that? How would he know?
I don't know, because he knows how he really feels.
He knows how he feels.
No, the Anolian knows how the Anolian feels.
Yeah, that's what I said.
So
we're not talking
he
about the
knows-
Nolian, we're talking about the other guy.
But the guy, you're saying the guy's lying about the Anolian.
Yeah, but the Nolian doesn't know what the guy is saying.
I just imagine that while you're having this, the vendor and the shopkeeper are arguing back and forth, trying to haggle each other.
Yeah.
Then what do you want me to do about it?
Nothing, I just thought you should know.
68 gold pieces and not a copper more.
All right, I think I can settle on that.
All right. If you're giving me the Anolian, how are you going to pull the cart around?
That's what we were going to ask, if you are also interested in purchasing the cart. Otherwise, we want to go sell the cart and the stuff in it first before we give you the Anolian. But we plan on coming back here with it once we do.
Well, I never thought of being in the cart business, but I'll take a look at her. He heads away from you around the back of the car. Says, "No, I can't take this one. There's people in it."
They won't be in the cart afterwards.
They're not included in the purchase.
Oh, well then perhaps you should be specific about what it is you want to sell.
Everything but the people.
Everything but the people. So there's a barrel with a lock on it, it looks like.
Oh, that's our water barrel.
Oh, you've got water in there. Is it clean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does the water stay clean? How long does it last?
I mean, Raiken can clean it, right? And I don't know how long it would last after that.
He doesn't know that.
I mean, it's clean, and then you can catch rainwater in it, or use it to store more water.
I'm intrigued. I'll give you 15 gold for the barrel. There's a chest. Is there stuff in the chest?
Leah, open the chest.
I'm coming in. Excuse me, lass.
Oh, open the chest?
I need to see what's inside the chest. Your friends want to sell me the wagon and the contents of the wagon, which includes this chest. What's inside? I need to see.
Okay. I open the chest.
He scoots you out of the way and then goes to inspect it himself. What is in the chest? Because I haven't looked at the list, and have you arranged the list in a way that I can look at it?
How much can the chest hold?
It's a decently sized chest. A couple full suits of armor, several weapons, and a few shields, or a hell of a lot of little trinkets. It had been used to store armor, shields, and weapons at one point. But you guys went through the list and decided what you wanted to keep, so what did you not keep?
So yeah, looking at the stuff in there, it looks like there's it's mostly small things like There's there are 5 shovels, and then there are the lead balls and the thundergun packets, and then the pitons is a hammer, some torches, some sacks, a tinderbox, fishing tackle, an iron pot, a grappling hook, a hunting trap.
All right. I'll give you 5 gold for the lot of that. And the wagon, he's going to go and inspect it and like scuff at the carpeting a bit, and check the affixing, the upholstery of the leather over top. And he seems dissatisfied. And he jumps out and begins looking at the wheels, which are your tires, and he gives those a couple raps with his shod foot. Leather shod foot. He says, well, it's in pretty good condition. It looks like it's recently been reupholstered. I could see paying 30 gold pieces for it.
That doesn't seem high enough. Can I roll the... What would a cart like this sell for normally?
I mean, you got it for free, but the reupholstering cost you like 100 gold.
Yeah, so that's definitely... that is far too low.
Well, it's clearly been out in the desert. It's got a lot of wind wear on the leather on the outside. The inside's pretty nice, but it's got and he kind of like leans in, a distinctive aroma. It'll take me time to fix that. So, I mean, granted, it looks like some real workmanship went into the upgrades. I could do 45 gold pieces, but I really couldn't see going much higher.
And then I think we should maybe go look for somebody who normally deals in wagons to sell the wagon.
If that's what you want. You still want to sell me the barrel and the chest? That's 20 gold.
Jebble will try
30.
to catch... Yeah, Jebble's going to try and catch Vendar's eye.
Are you gonna like poke your head out the back of the cart where they are and try to catch him?
Whack him with a staff.
Roll up the side and poke him. Without fail.
Mm-hmm.
And another.
We're still looking for you.
What did you do?
Killed a man.
Oh, well. She hasn't done that.
But the question is, did you use a door?
It's because I was too busy slashing prices.
So, Jebble, what do you do?
I'm trying to get Vendar's attention.
Okay. Vendar, you have very high perception. It's hard for him not to get you.
I'm sure he sees you.
Yeah.
And he's going to try and call you over, like, because he wants to whisper.
Whisper. Was that it? All you said was whisper, whisper, whisper.
What?
I know. I just wanted to be the one with the plan this time.
Alright, you have Vendar's ear. What do you want to say?
Say that, some of the stuff in the chest costs more than 5 gold on its own.
We want to sell the water barrel, or we just want to find somebody else for all this shit? This guy's kind of cheap, it seems.
You cheated better.
I think we're gonna sell all this stuff. We're gonna look somewhere else for that. We'll be back to sell you the Anolian, though.
Alright, I was sure you don't think you can do better, but I think that I'm the only one around who's got coin to back it up. But I wish you luck. He's going to walk back into the shop. He's going to walk back into the shop. Okay. Roll insight.
It's only 14 this time.
Yeah, he seems to be sincere about this. He's walking away from the sale. Mittens, where'd you go?
Let's go. Let's keep looking.
Okay. You keep moving on. Eventually, you do find other shops that are specializing in selling things more like what you have on the wagon. So you could try and sell your tools here.
Yeah, we will.
Okay. I'll give you roll persuasion for me. Ooh.
Yeah, it's a 24.
Okay.
24.
Okay. All right. For each item in there among the tools, with the exception of all the pitons are going to be counted in one stack, you'll get 3 gold for each thing.
So 3 gold for the shovels, 3 gold for the thundergun packets, 3 gold for the balls.
So for the thundergun balls and pellets, you're going to find a
Okay, so it's 3 gold for the shovels, 3 gold for the piton, 3 gold for the hammer, 3 gold for the torches, 3 gold for the...
Yeah.
Okay. Just everything that isn't those, essentially.
Yeah, so it sounds like it'll come out to like 51-ish gold. Right? Because that's like 17
Is it
things.
3 gold for each shovel, or...?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're very lightly used. So I think that should come out to like... let me know.
I got like 42.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. As for the shots and balls, most people aren't seeing the value of them. They don't understand what the gray metal on the outside is. When they pick at them, they can find the iron within. But they're very confused about the whole thing. One of them says, those are fishing sinkers, aren't they?
Sure.
And he says that he'll give you, for the balls, you've got 83 of those. He'll give you like a copper each.
Alright, fine.
So that'd be like 8 silver and 3 copper.
Alright, what about the thundergun packets?
The packets just nobody's really interested in until you find a jeweler. And the jeweler looks at him, and she asks, "What are these?"
They're an ammunition for a special gun.
I don't know what either of those words mean.
It's like an arrow, but
They're
for a different type of yes, it's a projectile for a different type of gun. But there are probably other things you could use them for.
For a weapon.
A weapon. I see. Are you aware of the metals this is comprised of?
No. What's it comprised of?
Well, I specialize in metals for jewelry, but I've taken a fascination from a more scientific standpoint as well. And so, within, they're iron, which is really no good for jewelry, but it can be good for a number of other things. What interests me, however, is the metal around the outside. You see how it's soft and crumbly?
Yeah.
It's not like any metals you've seen, right? You're used to steel and iron, which are hard.
Yes.
Yes, we call this lead. It's very, very heavy for how little of it there is. It has some other interesting properties that people are doing research into. Are you sure you're willing to part with these?
Yes.
Alright, well, I'll give you a fair price for them because I can use them for my own research.
It's too bad I sold all those other ones.
Let's see. You've got 32 pouches, and she takes out a knife from her belt and slits open the pouch and scatters them on the table and counts 8 to 10 in each. 320 at best. Alright. I will give you 32 gold pieces. That seems more than fair.
Yes.
She will pull
how
out
far away was the guy that I sold the lead balls to?
A few minutes walk down the street.
After I'm done with this, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna steal the lead balls back and replace it with a gold piece.
Oh my no!
So he pulls out a coffer, gives you the gold pieces. You say thank you. You leave the shop, and then you're going to sneak down the road, roll stealth to get into this guy's shop, and then when he's not looking, you're going to find where he put the balls, pocket all of them, and then wherever he was keeping them, just leave a stack of 50 gold pieces.
50 gold? I said like 1.
Oh, okay.
I sold them for 8 silver.
I feel like Vendar it's gonna be like Skyrim. He's literally just gonna be right behind the guy, swapping the stuff out, but the guy doesn't see you.
Alright. Roll a stealth check, not that it's super necessary on this guy.
30.
Yeah, no, he doesn't notice, as he's dealing with another customer, selling them fishing hooks. You slip around inside, and you find that there's, like, a shelf that he's got. It's done like a little box tray, and it's just a scattering of weights. They're labeled sinkers. And you find your lead balls in there.
Okay. I'll take my lead balls, and I'll just leave a gold piece on some random shelf for him to find.
Random shelf? Okay.
He'll find it. He won't know what happened to the balls, but he'll be compensated.
Okay.
And then I'll go back and I'll sell those 83 balls to him.
Alright. She examines the balls that you bring to her and say, wow, these are much more substantial than the other ones. Okay. How many have you got?
I have 83.
83. Very well. Let's call it 100 gold pieces.
Oh, yeah, thank you very much.
She, brings out the coffer again. She says, you accept platinum, yes?
Yes. Yes, I accept platinum.
She counts out 10 platinum coins and drops them into your hand and takes this disgustingly large sack of very heavy metal and just... Alright. Well, if I can't crack the code, I can sell them to someone who has. Thank you very much, young man.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay.
Alright.
Yep. After that, you're searching for a wagon tradesman. Correct?
Yep.
Yes.
Alright, so you look around. You look far and wide. And the only place you can find is the same folk who did the upgrade for you because of their woodworking. Need to see if I've got this listed. It's been so long, I've now forgotten their name. Because they were someone and someone. Let's see. Let's see if I was smart enough to write it down. It's going to be in the, it's not in my NPC list, which is dumb. It's my fault. But it is in the summaries. In any event, you get to them. And, you know, they say, welcome! We do all the finest woodwork in all the land, and, it's you, sir. Mr. Drakner.
Who? Oh, yes, I suppose you probably heard.
Indeed. Do we have to call the guards?
No, I'm not affiliated with my family anymore.
Indeed. Well, we would still like to be, so unfortunately we cannot do business with you.
Yes, I understand.
Terribly sorry. You're looking to foist that off on someone?
Yes, we no longer can take the cart with us, so we were looking to hopefully sell it to someone.
Terribly sad.
Unfortunate that you can't look the other way and, you know, not mention that you got it from me.
Oh, we could certainly look the other way if somebody accidentally left it on the street. It's our work, after all.
Oh, of course.
We can still sell that. Sadly, there wouldn't be anything in it for you, because, as roundabout as it is, it's still conducting business in the eyes of the Drakner clan. But seeing as you've got nowhere else to go with it, we can take it from you and ensure that it goes to someone deserving, and we'll even give them a good price, seeing as it's already paid for.
Oh, we did have one person offer. Wasn't a great deal, but...
Really? Who, might we ask?
The salesman of the Beast of Burden shop.
Ulfgar.
Yes, Ulfgar.
Interesting. Well, it's no problem for us if he loses business with the Drakners.
Now, what if you took business from the Order of the Sacred Flame? Just the fact that I'm in it.
It gets complicated. Because your sister worded things so very carefully, we are aware that you're part of the Order of the Sacred Flame. We cannot do business. The other one chimes in, we're men of our word, and we like the wood that they sell us.
Well, that is unfortunate.
If you fail to find someone looking for it, let us know. We'll gladly give it to the next deserving person.
Did Vendar go in there alone?
There's not really a... I mean, the inn is their shop, so they do their dealing out front. So you're present.
And I can hear everything that's going on there?
Yeah.
And I'm going to call over. Would you buy from me?
No. Again, terribly sorry.
Sounds like it's a lost cause.
But he reaches over to one of the wooden posts holding up the awning in front of the shop and pulls down a piece of paper and hands it up onto the box to you. On it, it has an image, a drawing of what looks to be a Vendar, maybe 5 years younger, and a decree below that saying knowing business transactions with this man or his affiliates will result in cancellation of transactions with the Drakner family. By order of Lilith Drakner. Indeed.
Yo.
Vendar, why does your sister hate you?
She doesn't, but I did kill my father. Or have him killed.
We're not fans of doing business with murderers.
Let's go.
But you made business with him. Wait, am I there?
Yeah.
Yeah. You made business with the Lord Ragnar. Or what I heard stories of him, he's very much a murderer. Right, Vendar?
Yeah, public doesn't know that, and they're likely not going to accept it. Let's just go. He was very good at presenting himself as a humanitarian.
He had
What's
others
that?
do his dirty work, I'm guessing. Let's go back to the bestiary then.
Hang on. Leah wants to know what a humanitarian is.
Like a friend to humans and the species of the intelligent species. They help, they're supposedly the humanitarians. They like give aid to people. They help the society and stuff. They are selfless. The antithesis of everything my father was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
he
doesn't
presents
really
himself
sound
like-
like the stories you told me of him.
Most people do not know my father the way he really was.
I mean, you could argue I really don't either.
I mean, you never met him. And I'm glad you didn't. No one really knew him. He was a liar through.
I don't
What do you
like
think I
liars.
learned?
Where do you think I learned? You there, Vendar?
Yes.
Okay. Lynn's going to move to the opening in the tent and put a hand out onto your shoulder. You never told them?
I've told them bits.
Do you think it is not important?
It's not something I really like to talk about.
This one thinks that makes it even more important that the ones you trust your life with should know. But that is her opinion. She looks to Leah and gives a kind of apologetic look and says, "This one doesn't know the details either. But she knows there is something important there. Do you not trust us with this information?"
It's not it. Maybe we should save it for a more private area.
You continue looking for a place to sell?
Thought we were just gonna go back to the beast.
Go
of
back
burden.
in, yeah. So the beast of burden, dude.
Okay. So you pull around the street and come back down. The market's crowded, so it's slow moving. You arrive back at Ulfgar's Beasts of Burden. And the cat is at the door once more. It meows and heads inside away as you pull up. And the dwarf
Did we
reappears.
sell the water bottle to someone?
No, I think it's still in the wagon. The chest is empty. But most of those things are viewed as woodwork, so the people who turned you away would be the best place to try and sell it.
Okay.
Because they would have the best ability to resell it, to fix it up and resell it.
Okay. So we're selling the Anillion, the cart, and the chest, and the
empty chest and barrel.
The empty chest and the barrel.
Ulfgar comes back out and says, "So it looks like you did not manage to sell."
Yeah, it turns out you were right.
Indeed.
Still, can't blame us for looking.
No. But it would be unfair for me not to tell you I knew something you did not.
Yeah. So, we're here to sell.
Very good. You'll find I'm perfectly happy buying from you. I don't have any dealings with your family, Mr. Vendar. He's going to head back inside and come back with a sack, which he pulls open and shows you that it has, let's see, 68 and 45 and 20. So, 135 gold pieces. I put a little extra in for your trouble.
Okay. Thank you. Well, it was nice doing business with you.
Oh, believe me. The pleasure is all mine. Now then, please. I believe you're sitting in my wagon.
I might need to find a way to change my look.
All right.
I could change your look. Not permanently, but...
No. Oh, that might be something we need to do whenever we go to try to sell or buy anything from anyone. Sorry about that.
Not your fault, really. But I mean, kinda, but not entirely.
Yeah, I mean, it's a
consequence.
Consequence of an action I was willing to do.
Yeah, it's not your fault your dad was an asshole. Or is that too much to say?
Anyway, I got a letter I gotta send to Lilith. Hopefully it'll help smooth things over a bit.
You think she's willing to open a letter from you right now?
I think she's willing to open it and read it.
You're probably going to have to get this fixed anyway because can't have people not dealing with us.
We might just have to stop saying we're not tell them we're the Order of the Sacred Flame and not let them see me, or have me be, or have me be under an illusion when they do. Because yes, this is going to be a problem for us in the future.
Yeah.
Okay. So on that dealing, at the end of the day, we got 17 plat, 135 gold, 8 silver, and 3 copper.
That's not bad.
Minus, or did you already subtract out the gold you left?
I already subtracted out the 1 gold.
Okay. All right. That was good. I let it run long because I knew this was going to lead to some more character development, so thank you for staying. But I'm going to end it here. And we will pick up here next time.
So we're going to put that money in the bag?
Yeah.
Or should I hold on to it?
You didn't go to a money changer, you fools!
We haven't yet.
They
still have
needed
to
the
send
money
the
from the
letter, too.
cart before they went there, because if they were just like, it's like, ah, yes, let's go to the money changer and then go and get more money.
Wait.
Now fly, you fools, to the money changer.
Yes.
He's just like, how did you?
And I imagine...
What did you do?
So Vendar's thinking sending the letter here would be a better idea, even though it's a lot further away from Aspara, because I think going to and sending a sensitive letter from a country they're at war with isn't a good idea.
I think that that's a perfectly reasonable decision.
So he would like to stop at the post office to send the letter.
Okay. We will deal with that next session. Next session is going to be all about chemistry!
So many letters getting sent now.
It's like, wait, these are important.
We're supporting the postal system.
Indeed.
I'm gonna go and buy some stamps.
They haven't upgraded the stamps yet. They still just accept a certain amount of money based on where you want to send it.
They'll get there.
They will.
Okay. Someday.
Alright, so 700 points of experience for each of you.
Yay, I get the level.
Oh, I'm so far away from the next.
Didn't you like just level 2 sessions ago?
I know, that's why I'm so far away from the next level.
Shut up.
I just imagined a very annoyed messenger chasing after this group as we teleport from town to town.
What the hell? Are we on the other side of the world now?
Like,
But it took me like a month to get here.
I think because you've all already been given inspiration, I want to award an additional 10 points of experience each to Jacob and Thomas for independently working to develop their characters in this session in particular.
Additional 10?
10.
Okay.
It's not much, but it's not nothing. I want you to understand that it's a good thing.
How much does the rest of us get?
700.
Okay.
Now
So
I
they
get to
got-
get Spell Sniper. And I can Eldritch Blast some crap.
Oh, you'll be like Leah used to be.
Now, I'll still maintain I'm using fire, but when things don't like fire, or I guess they do like fire, then I need to resort to force. Deadly force.
Leah used to be all about fire too.
I'm going to end the stream and we'll pick it up from here next time.
Eldritch Force.